we're alive.
Hey, hello, and welcome. I'm Nosh, and today we are playing, I think, the second and final episode of this one-shot adventure by J.C. Connors entitled Lands of the Dark Witch. But hey, that remains to be seen. Set in the early 15th century of medieval Germany, this adventure takes our heroes into a shadowy story of intrigue amongst clergy, knights, nobility, and commoners. Look in the video description to find our links to our compressed audio podcasts, our blog, our Discord channel, and our Wiki and Facebook pages. And now, if you're still sitting comfortably after our technical delay, we're going to begin. So let's begin. Does anybody have any character business they want to attend to? I know you all got a whopping 2 character points last session.
Yeah, I'm going to spend both of them. Spending one in skills that I think I should have had. Body language and diagnosis.
Excellent.
That's for Father Poncelet.
I will increase my broadsword.
Alrighty.
I don't know. I think I'm okay. Although I'm not okay because I hurt. I'm in a lot of pain. Well, in some pain.
Clinging to consciousness.
Oh, yeah.
I have 2 hit points of 11 or 13.
Does anybody have first aid?
I think we did do the first aid before we left.
We sure did.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's why you have 2.
Yep, because I was at 0, I believe. I was trying to stay conscious prior to.
I think it makes sense for me to take animal handling since he's been driving. We'll just raise it up 1 level.
Isn't that driving?
That's Teamster, I think.
Teamster.
Sorry.
Teamster.
Right. Teamster.
How about Sister Marguerite?
She's going to take sex appeal.
No, she is a nun. I think I'll bump up knife and stealth, each by 1.
Uh-huh. She's a nun, so she bumped up stealth and knife.
Right.
Nuns can be sneaky.
Naughty ninja nuns.
Naughty, sneaky, and combat effective with a knife.
Right. Now I have to remind myself what we were doing. We were taking a body somewhere, right?
Yep, we were taking the body to a priest, and we just got waylaid by a bunch of naughty woodland folk. Bandits.
Waylaid by bandits.
Well, I'll give you a little recap, and we'll kick off from there, if everyone's done with their character business.
I'm good.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm good too.
Okay, so it should be noted that because thanks to the author, J.C. Connors, he actually noted that Viet should have a poleaxe on his person, not in his person, but on his person. So a poleaxe has magically appeared in Viet's inventory.
It was in the wagon. And isn't Viet like a drunk?
Perhaps.
Hey,
but
sit.
But there is now a poleaxe where there was none before. All right, I'm going to go into this recap. So, our adventurers were ordered at the behest of Wilhelm Gabelstadt to take the body of Burgomeister Jacob from Würzburg to Bishop Gerhard, who is currently in the town of Bergtheim, which is some 10 miles away as the crow flies. Between them and Bergtheim, however, is a road that shoulders the Dark Wald, a dark forest filled with bandits and rumors of witches and the supernatural. While traveling along the forest road, our adventurers were waylaid by a band of ne'er-do-wells who were intent on doing them their well. However, the adventurers gave them a right good thrashing, killing 1 bandit and leaving 3 alive but unconscious. Poor Volrad, however, was grievously wounded in the exchange, and Sister Marguerite has done her best to give them all aid. And now, instead of carrying 1 body to Bergtheim, the party is carrying numerous bodies. Speaking of bodies, as you finish tending to the wounded and injured, you see a cloaked man with his back to you standing at the end of the wagon where Burgomeister Jacob's body was lying in a deceased state. The man turns, and you see Jacob looking at you with lifeless eyes.
Wow, that's not cool.
That seems unreal.
Everybody make a fright check at -2.
Huh. That's not normal. Nope. Nope. As everyone runs screaming, the gravedigger and the head priest are just staring at
I'm like tilting my head, going, "Okay, so how does this actually working?"
That suggests that the gravedigger has seen this before.
like,
Yeah. He's like,
Didn't I bury you?
oh, let me get my shovel and clunk him on the head, make sure he's dead this time. Leave it to the amateurs to not make sure the body's dead before trying to bury it.
"Oh, boy."
Yeah.
4. Oof.
Again, I'm losing lunch.
Where are the tables? Sorry.
It was linked into the chat.
I'll drop it again.
I see it. Sorry.
Lose 1d fatigue.
Whoa! Oh my gosh! You
I'm out.
Actually, I think the
don't.
sister didn't include her +4.
Oh, she has a +4.
Yeah, you failed by 4, right? So in that case, you add the failed by as a plus.
Oh,
on
right.
the fright check.
I mean, that would be
Oh,
appropriate.
that's that means his is even worse.
I know, right?
What is
Although, like-
his? His is what, 22?
Oh, so mine is actually a severe faint.
No, it's you failed by 4.
Acquire a 10-point delusion. In addition,
So that's 18, 20, 22. Acquire a 10-point delusion in addition to
something.
what? Oh, then
Wait.
it rolls on the.
Who are you
long-term
talking about?
condition.
Me? Nicholas? Oh, who's that?
Yeah, you rolled an 18, but you didn't include the +4, so your result would have been 22.
Oh, because of the failure by 4.
Yeah.
Which
Oh,
I think
God.
is also the panic. I think he runs around screaming. He doesn't have a.
No, there's long-term condition. That it's another table that auto rolls. But since we're having to undo that, do we have that? Yeah, that would be the. Oh wait, I can't do that. You'd have to get the
So long-term,
condition.
long-term conditions.
You can link that.
So
That one, Brian.
yeah, so I'm gonna drop the long-term conditions in the table, and then Volrad just roll on the long-term condition table. Okay.
Oh, that would be for Viet. Or no, Nicholas. Unless you
Yeah.
want me to
Sorry.
roll for him.
No. Nicholas.
Yeah. I'm obviously scared of dead people and bodies.
We're gonna we'll backtrack, and we'll just take this one step at a time.
Oh, I thought the 6 was.
He's gonna curl up, start sobbing, sucking his
Suck
thumb.
his thumb. Oh man.
We could just retire him now.
Infantile regression. Awesome. So the note reads, it's a delusion. It's major. You're confused, easy to read, and fearful.
And the sisters looks like it would have been stunned for 1d seconds. Every second after that, roll versus modified. Acquire a new mental quirk in addition to a short-term condition.
Yeah. So she already had the short-term condition, which was nightmares for 1 day or
Right.
1D day or something. But a new quirk she will need.
Where's this Gothic horror fright check table from, Nosh?
From GURPS Horror.
Okay, horror. Yeah, that's nice. I like that.
So, okay. So, Sister Marguerite, you acquire a new mental quirk. You kind of retch for 25 minus health seconds, and you've got nightmares for a number of nights.
I think the actual roll, because I forgot to do the +4, would have been a 16. So it would be, instead of retching, it would be stunned for.
Okay.
And she got a new quirk.
I understood. And Viet, what happened to you?
Viet is stunned for loses 1 fatigue. He's going to be stunned for 2 turns, and then he will have 7 turns of flashbacks.
Awesome. Okay, so what sort of flashbacks do you think Viet's going to have for about 7 seconds?
Seeing a dead guy raised, he's going to be having flashbacks back to the battlefield. He'll
Yeah,
see
he nearly
see
killed?
faces of people that he killed close up. He'll see them standing before him and stuff.
Awesome. I'm still marveling at Nicholas's infantile regression. That's just beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I'm trying to figure out how to roleplay that mean. I have to pick
Confusion.
something.
What is it? Said confusion, fearfulness, and what else?
it's so it's a major delusion. Like, I'm 10 years old, confused, easy to read, and fearful.
So maybe my delusion could be something like people don't really die. They just, they come back. Something along those lines. I don't know.
I think what I can do is drop these traits into your advantages and disadvantages for you to read.
I'm looking at the I got the character, I'm looking at the phobias. Do I have to have a phobia, 10-point phobia as well?
Well, none of this is going to lower your point value. It's just I think, it's just a combination of the whole bunch.
I
So
think
anything to do with
infantile
dead
regression
people.
is what you get.
Yeah. Oh, I see what it is. Yeah. What Rigel just posted. The delusion is I'm 10 years old. So
Yes, well, that's an
regression.
example.
Yeah. Yeah. So the infantile regression is the delusion.
That would be so weird. That's not really gonna help his search for a wife.
Nope.
Well,
I think
except
the
maybe
10
somebody
years
who's into
old.
that.
Ew.
So instead of search for his wife, he's going to
Searching
search for his mum. I just want my
Oh,
mum.
man. All right. And then do I have a phobia as well? Or is that all like, I don't know.
I think fearfulness is added or is part of.
Because this is acquired 10-point phobia in addition,
Oh,
long-term condition.
yeah.
Phobia of
Necrophobia would be a fear of dead bodies. That would be appropriate here, I guess.
Yeah, I'm scared of monsters, dead monsters. And he was already scared of the dark and dark forest because of my quirks.
Yeah, he's gonna be a chicken, isn't he?
He's going to be paying for a lot of therapy.
Pretty
Not
much.
in this time period.
He's got
So-
major PTSD.
Yeah. So if you can load up the traits window and if you have it activated, I've got the various advantages and disadvantages listed. So you can hopefully just drop them into your character.
Is that from assets or modules?
It should be modules, and it should be one entitled GURPS Traits and Abilities by Nosh.
I have one that says GURPS Traits Kent, and the one that says GURPS Traits and Abilities, and I don't see a name.
Go with GURPS Traits and Abilities.
Yeah, I didn't have that turned on either. Dang, did you do all of them?
I did all of them.
That's dedication.
So hopefully in game, you should be able to just click on things and find your skills and your advantages and disadvantages, etc.
Did you happen to mention the quirk that sister gets?
I did not, but I think the sister can decide what quirk she thinks she should have.
Oh, fun. Okay, I'll go look.
So the outcome is, for those of you who are stunned, otherwise disabled, by the time you recover from all of that, you simply hear the Burgomeister groan sort of exhuming this, exhausting this horrible rattling from his lungs, he groans, "The skull of the saint will become the devil's tankard." And then he simply drops to the ground. And for those of you who weren't stunned, throw a perception check into the box, please.
What's in the box?
This is to notice if you saw the guy behind him weekend at
Right.
Bernie's stuff.
So, Father Poncelet, you see what appears to Poncelet. You see a bronze coin fall out of his hand as he hits the ground into the muddy road.
Okay. Well, I will keep that in mind as I am advancing to investigate this dead guy. Try to figure out why he was different. Wait. I'm gonna look into the wagon before. Is Jacob still in the wagon?
No, Jacob's body is lying at the very back of the wagon.
Seems to happen all the time. Seems to happen all the time, Pastor. Some people just swoon.
Right. Well, this is odd.
Normally, I give them a good clunk on the head, make sure, before I bury them.
Right. Okay. So, well, I'm gonna make sure that, or you go over there and check and see if this guy, the Burgomeister, is dead again, or
Yeah, you approach the body. It doesn't move, and it looks to you like it's a perfectly good corpse.
So what was it he said? The skull of the saint will be...
He said the skull of the saint will become the devil's tankard.
hey, I have a saint skull. Saint Killian. Well, go pick up that coin. I hope it doesn't have a denarian in it.
Does Father Poncelet grow a third eye?
No, but that's what the coin looks like.
Is that a depiction of the Virgin Mary?
Mother Mary, yeah, it looks like.
Well, let's see. Would someone want to throw a theology roll out there?
Yep, I can do that.
So you recognize this coin as a representation of Saint Milburga, an 8th century nun who was venerated for her ability to convince sinners to repent. And she is also surrounded by fantastic stories, including that she had mysterious influence over birds. Another story tells how she prayed beside the body of a dead child, and suddenly fire from heaven engulfed the child. And when the flames abated, the child was alive, and his mother was overjoyed.
I'm curious what actually happened. But yes, he will relate
Wound.
some of that information
He wasn't
in a-
really dead.
in a dry, not
Matter.
necessarily entirely believing kind of way. Well, should get that body back onto the cart there, Borad.
Before I touch it, I prod it pretty heartily with something.
There's no desecrating the body, please.
It's
Sure, now.
it's not moving. It's not animated. It looks. The eyes stare lifeless up at the sky. Snow is falling on it and not melting.
Maybe I should tie its feet just to make sure that if it tries this again.
Well, I think it's funny how I'm like, telling you to lift it up, and you're like limping around with the slow move of 2.
Right, half move and dodge.
Viet will grab his bottle of wine, take a swig, and he'll say, "Father, can you explain what we just saw?"
I am certain he can come up with a reasonable sounding explanation that the player can't come up with. Well, it's probably as the gravedigger said. This fellow wasn't quite dead. It does happen. I should probably make sure that he actually is dead. No pulse, no breathing.
As I pull a bloody dagger out from. Oh, I guess we could have done it that way too. No.
I mean, if you wish to plunge a dagger in the body, you're more than welcome
No.
to.
I will just heft the body back on and as if it was not a thing, although it is a little creepy. But
And what about the unconscious bandits? I believe,
Should tie them up and throw the wagon too.
yeah, there was three unconscious and one dead.
Well, surely we've got some sort of rope or something that we can tie these fellows up with.
They have their own equipment. I'll drop that into the party sheet.
Viet doesn't have a rope.
I think Niklas is like staying as far away as possible from the bodies, and he's like, "Oh my God, please cover them up! Oh no!" You know, he's just terrified and won't go anywhere near them.
Well, that's not going to do. We need you to drive. Come
Viet,
along, man.
Viet will notice this, walk over to Nicholas, and
Give
thrust
him some wine.
his wine bottle into his chest.
Ow!
Yeah.
You had to kill him with the wine bottle?
Here,
And
this will settle your nerves.
full ride picks through all the arrows. Like, oh, these are good.
yeah, you can go to the party sheet, and if you want to take something, go for it. Someone's doing something with a wine bottle.
Yeah, apparently Viet is killing Nicholas with the wine bottle. I mean, he's thrusting it in his chest.
Drink. This will settle your nerves.
How's Nicholas in that infantile regression coming along?
Oh, owie, owie, owie. This burns.
Yeah, he's I think the phobia of dead bodies, and then he just thinks that anybody, like a body, can come back to life and become a monster. So, you know, believes in monsters.
Don't be ridiculous. There are no such thing as monsters.
What do you want to do now? Are you hauling all the bodies into the wagon along with the dead Burgomeister?
Yeah, I figure that's what we should probably do, and then turn them over to because we're going to a larger city, town, whatever.
Bergtheim is smaller than Würzburg, but larger than Gebrunn on the map.
Okay, but Bergtheim should have some sort of authority or something like that, I'm presuming.
Well, yes, the bishop's there at the moment,
Well,
overlooking the stocks of grain, etc., from the winter.
Right, so we're going to be turning these dudes over to the church because they went and attacked a churchman and his party.
Very well. Let's
No one
see.
expects the German Inquisition.
So, after having gone through all this excitement and Sister Marguerite applying the first aid to the wounded, etc., it's now around 9:30 in the morning, maybe 9:45.
Very good.
Do you press on along the forest road?
Yes, I think that was the plan.
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
I need
wanted
to
avoid
get to where somebody can heal me. I'm pretty ouched.
You'll be fine.
What was it? An axe to the guts?
Something like that.
That's right, Tommy. They're just asleep.
Don't bother my friend. He's dead tired.
As you continue on your journey along the forest road, you get about, say, 2 miles out of Gebrunn, and all of a sudden, storm clouds sort of begin thickening, and then it begins to pour down rain, making an already difficult road even more hazardous in terms of mud and slipperiness. But then the light begins to fade, and it all of a sudden feels like it's dusk, even though it's probably only, 10:15, something like that, maybe 10 o'clock. And suddenly you smell the smell or scent of ash and sulfur in the air. What do you do?
Look around for the source of the fire.
Anyone else?
look for the. Yeah, I'll probably be pretty curious myself.
It sounds like a deja vu.
Make sure we're not about to get, ambushed by more or waylaid again by more bandits. Damn those bandits.
Looking off to your left, 100 or so yards, you can see a glowing light appear.
Hey, there's the fire.
And the light is moving towards your position. It's not moving quickly. It's as if someone's carrying maybe a lantern and walking through the trees, but it doesn't seem like a lantern light from your experience. It feels more like a fiery light.
Quick question. I seem to remember that Marguerite had some kind of a dream last session where there was a stretch of forest and somebody on fire that like pointed or walked off into the woods. Does this area woods look like
Yes.
that?
Absolutely.
That does sound familiar.
Okay.
But if you remember, it wasn't a feeling of, it wasn't ominous to you. You had the sense this was divinely planned.
Okay, so Marguerite will. Did we stop? Stop, or are we still moving?
I'm not sure. What are you all doing?
I think we were probably still moving. Maybe
Kinda
just slow down a
Heads
little
on.
bit.
Yeah, slow down. Heads on swivels.
Yet he will grab his crossbow and treat this as a possible threat.
Did you say it was
Marguerite,
getting dark?
Nicholas, do you want to go first?
I'm just asking, is it how dark is it getting dark?
Yeah, even though it's not even lunchtime yet, it's only around 10 in the morning. It feels like it's dusk.
That's a mean storm.
Nicholas has a fear of the woods and darkness and monsters now.
He's like
Right.
trying to make the thing go faster.
He's like, oh my god, the monsters are coming out. They took my brother. We must get out of here. And he starts speeding up a little bit on the wagon.
So you're the guy that runs off on his own?
No, he's driving the wagon. That means the wagon's gonna, he's gonna flip the wagon here in a second or two. It'd be like an A-team flip.
yeah, Marguerite notices that and she's like, no, wait, stop. There's no danger here.
But the monsters, the lights, they took my brother. We must leave.
There are no monsters here. She'll try to slow, take his hands and try to slow the horses, but probably not be able to do much of anything because she's kind of a wimp.
A ninja.
She
Yes,
could
but
knife
she's
you.
pretty.
That's it.
It's
Um,
like, will you protect me from the monsters?
Yes, we will protect you from the monsters. Please stop the wagon. Because I'd imagine everybody who is actually walking is being left behind at this point.
Yeah, it's like, hey.
Nicholas, what do you do?
Well, he's kind of changed his outlook on Sister. What's her name? Sister Marisi.
Marguerite has
Right.
changed it as a joke.
Oh,
Oh, I was
all right. He's now he's not looking at her as wife material, but maybe she could be his mom.
Mommy.
Um,
Oh, God.
so he's like, okay,
Ew.
and
See
and
what
he
that
starts slowing down.
That fail did? Holy cow.
Mommy,
So
mommy.
he slows or stops the
Nope,
wagon.
I'm done. I'm dead.
You slow the cart down, and your Oedipus complex begins. All right. Okay, so you're looking towards the tree line, and
Yeah. Marguerite, as soon as the wagon comes to a safe stop, she's going to hop down from the wagon and start making her way towards the light.
Uh-oh.
Going
okay.
into the light.
So Sister Marguerite dismounts the wagon and heads off to the trees. And as she sort of gets out of the wagon and starts to move to the tree line, you see a man emerging from the tree line. his body blackened and wrapped in cloth strips, but surrounded in flickering flames. Anyone with occultism can give it the old toss in openly, please.
So he looks very unnatural.
Very unnatural. So, Father Poncelet, you identify this as the fiery man, a spirit sometimes thought to be a kobold that leads people home, or as the tale goes, 3 silver thalers or
No,
tellers.
what I'm seeing is a man who's dressed up like a fiery man.
And the fiery man stops at the edge of the woods, casts a glance at you all, and then in kind of a sweeping gesture with his hand points into the tree line behind him and beckons you to follow and begins to walk into the woods.
Apparently, he wishes us to go with him.
Yep, sister immediately goes into the woods after him. Unless somebody stops her, she's going.
Has anyone
Nope.
explained the legend of, this guy, this fiery man?
Yeah, so you may not know why sister is going into the woods, but into the woods she's going.
I don't know if Father Poncelet would describe or explain it because he thinks it's kind of bunk.
So Viet will.
But he is curious.
But you do remember. Well, I guess you could all make IQ rolls to try to remember this, although it was just last night. But it was Gabelstadt who said that Jacob had met the fiery man. Allegedly, had met the fiery man on the road.
Right. Well, I'm curious. I think I'm gonna start heading that way and say, yes, let's follow and see what we can learn from this fellow. But
Viet will dismount.
Stay prepared, just in case.
Dismount. He'll have his crossbow still in hand. He'll stow his wine bottle in the saddlebag, and he says, "Are you crazy? We've seen a dead man walk, and now we're seeing a man on fire leading us into the woods."
Yes, but he's perfectly safe. See those strips there, specially treated, so they look like they may be on fire, but they're not actually harming him.
So you say this is just a joke?
Not necessarily a joke. It may be some silly superstition, but we may gain additional intelligence, and that's what we need to find, or we need to gather. And with this storm coming, that may slow us down and may turn this road into the same kind of muck that we were wanting to avoid.
And Nicholas, you see Sister Marguerite just get out of the wagon and start walking to the trees.
He is terrified. Well, she reassured him. He's scared of monsters coming out of the woods, but he doesn't want her to come to any harm. He's trying to, so I think he would go after her to protect her.
With the wagon?
No.
Well, we can't leave the bodies here. No,
he gets off
there.
the wagon.
Let's drive forward.
Well, there's no path. He's walking through the trees. There's no path where he's going.
So he's like, sister, you must not go by yourself. Let me protect you. The monsters.
So there's no way that wagon's going to go through the trees.
Yes, wait, sister. And Viet is going to grab his poleaxe, sling the crossbow over his shoulder, and he'll walk after Sister Marguerite.
Well, I'm not going to be left behind with the infant dude, so I guess
the infant guy's advancing forward as well. Okay. No, the thing I'm thinking is, like, we've got several unconscious guys here. If we just abandon them in the wagon, we may come back here and our wagon will be gone.
I can fix that.
So as she's, approaching the tree line, and here's and hears the voices behind him, she'll turn around as she continues backing towards the tree line and say, I had a dream. It was from God. This is divine. This is divine. We must follow. And she'll turn around and keep going.
We will. Just wait for all of us.
So do you abandon the wagon or do you leave someone behind?
We should leave Volrad behind. He's like, what?
It wouldn't be out of question, I guess.
You there. Keep an eye on this wagon for us. We'll be right back.
On the other hand, Volrad's equally hardly able to defend himself. He's sitting at 2 hit. You're sitting at 2 hit points.
Yeah,
I'm also looking. Apparently, Volrad has bloodlust, so it's entirely possible he's going to wait until we're out of view and then go stab.
And then Hyde dragged the bodies off to the wood. They got up and ran away. Even the dead one.
Viet, did you have a solution?
That guy to the bishop.
Viet, did you have a solution?
He will. We didn't have any rope to tie up the unconscious guys, right?
Let's let the universe decide.
I have a dead. I have rope, and I reach it. Yeah.
So then we'll quickly tie them up. I'll stop the sister from getting too far ahead.
I tie them up.
Excellent.
And maybe we lash the horse to a tree.
Even better. You all follow the fiery man into the woods.
And that's the last anybody ever saw of us.
And I'd like to thank everyone for being patient enough for the adventure to end. It's been fun. Look forward to the start of Star Wars Vanguard next. Anyway, so you enter the woods.
I actually believe they followed.
And so you continue to walk through the woods. The fiery man moving effortlessly. It seems. One wonders if he's even walking. It's almost like watching someone just sort of float through the air, through the thick trees and brush. And in about 5 minutes, you see a ramshackle hovel up ahead. And the fiery man turns once more to look at you, opens the door to the hovel, steps inside, and shuts the door behind him. Do you approach the hovel?
How rude.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
The hovel looks to be maybe 50 or more years old, made of rotting gray wood and has a drooping thatched roof. There's a single window on the side, but it's boarded up. And you can see smoke coming out of a simple rock and mortar chimney. And there is a small bucket that sits outside the door.
Wasn't there something about having to pay this dude?
Well, if you believe that sort of thing. Although, again, I'm not sure that the father has even mentioned that part of the thing. Although, if it's kind of local to this area, some of the characters may know that, like almost common knowledge.
Again, it was a point that Gabelstadt had made. He talked about he didn't know if Jacob had paid the three silver or not.
I knew there was something about the 3 silver.
Yeah.
Well, we have come this far.
I take
Viet is
some of
wealthy.
the coin. Well, there was also the coin from the bandits, so he takes 3 of the coin that he pocketed.
Oh.
So the door is shut, and there is a small bucket outside the door. What would you like to do?
Knock on the door.
3 coins added.
Okay. So who put 3 coins in?
I'll throw in the 3 coins from the bandits that we collected from the bandits.
Okay. So
and then shrug. Look at the Father Poncelet and just shrug like, what you do?
Yeah, well, he's gonna probably sigh and just like, did you have to do that?
So,
Silly superstitions.
so Volrad, you put 3 silver coins in the bucket. As you do, you see about 18 in the bucket already. Father Ponsada, you knock on the door, but there's no response. Ponsada. Volred, what do you do?
Knock.
As you touch the door, you disappear.
What?
Well, that's.
And you find yourself inside the hovel.
Is that a fright check?
I think that's a fright check. No modifiers.
For everybody?
Everyone runs away.
Everybody.
I'm being eaten. I don't want to die. I should have listened to Father Ponchilette.
Wow. I want to burn some shit.
Burns the building
That's
down
funny.
around.
Burn
Nicholas.
it.
Oh no.
Nicholas has failed by 4 again.
Oh no,
Oh.
this is going to be awesome.
Hysterics.
It's like, what the hell was that? What the hell was that?
I gotta hear Ronky do it.
Okay. So I lose 5 fatigue.
And Nicholas gained a new mental quirk. It didn't roll the short-term condition.
That's interesting.
Stunned for 3 turns. And hysterical for 7.
So Nicholas, yeah, I don't know why I didn't roll the short-term condition for you. But if you roll on the short-term condition table, I'll drop it for you. We can see what happens.
Comedy of errors.
Okay, so while he's doing that, so for Marguerite, she succeeded the fright check, but I took the twitchy quirk, which means that every time she has to make a fright check, she also has to make a dex check. And if she fails, she has to drop something. So she had coin out in her hand while she decided to overcome her miserliness, and she drops the coin in the mud.
Okay. So we had a lot of rolls there, but for our listeners, for those of you who failed, can you just explain what happened? We'll start with Viet.
So Viet loses 5 fatigue. He will be stunned for 3 turns, and he is hysterical for 7. He's shouting, "What the hell happened? What is going on here? This is not right. This is not right. We're getting out of here. This is..."
Where did he go?
Okay, well done. Nicholas, you failed as well. What happened to you?
Well, he's
Having a bad day.
having a bad day, so he was stunned for 6 seconds. Whenever I think it was Viet or that disappeared.
Volred. Yeah.
Oh, Volred, sorry. It was the other V. And he has a new quirk and severe flashback. So all he could remember is when his brother stepped in through the woods one night and disappeared. So he just keeps reliving that moment.
Excellent. And nobody else failed their fright check?
Poncelet did.
Oh my, what happened to Poncelet?
Right. He is stunned for, it looks like, 6 seconds. And then every second after that, he can try to recover. And for a number of minutes, looks like it's going to be 6 minutes, he is suffering from pyromania. So he will very much, once he comes out of that stun, he's going to be looking around for something to burn this hut to the ground, because it's clearly the devil's work.
That's the devil.
We gotta burn this thing. We gotta burn it.
And
Only
I
way to
think
be
I
sure.
can get at least Vite on board with that.
So, Volred, you find yourself inside a very tidy little hovel.
I look a little confused. Like, I don't remember going through the door, but guess
And what you see, is a short, ugly little creature. Might be a man, hard to tell, about the size of a child, face is bearded and withered and has very dark, dark eyes. And he bows at you and says, "Thank you for your patronage. Please have a seat." And there is a seat by a fire, and you can see the fiery man sitting in a chair near the fire. Nice warm fireplace. There's a little kettle over the fire, and the fiery man looks at you, and he looks quite normal now. Something otherworldly about him, maybe wisps of soot that kind of drift around him, and he motions to you to sit down.
Hesitantly, Bullrad will set his bow on the ground and take a seat, wondering why no one else followed him into the building.
So as you take your seat, Sister Marguerite appears on the other side of the door. And Sister Marguerite,
She just
again,
ports in, so that means Vol needs to make his fright check. Share the pain. Share the pain.
and Sister Marguerite, you see what I just explained, and this little dwarfish man looks at you and says, "Thank you for your patronage. Please have a seat by the fire." And the fiery man looks at you and says, "Yes, sister, please join us."
Marguerite will smile and go take a seat and say, "Thank you."
Bullrad will whisper at the sister, "What just happened? Didn't even use the door."
It's God's will.
Meanwhile, she sent outside, like, "It's the devil's work! Burn it to the ground!
And Viet's, game over, man. Game over.
Game over!
Where's the real hairy shit now, man? What are we gonna do? We shall burn this hovel to their songs around it."
Kumbaya. Anyway,
Chestnuts roasting.
so the fiery man says, "Please sit down, sister." And he looks over to the dwarfish figure and says, "Ozenberg, would you please attend to our guests? Will the others be joining us, sister?"
Do we hear them screaming outside?
No, it's all very peaceful in here.
Shall I go check on them?
If you wish, it won't cost you again to enter.
Oh, thank you. That's very kind. And she'll gather herself up and go over and poke the door.
So at this point, Ozenberg says, "Please simply open the door."
Oh,
When she opens
she'll
the
open
door,
the door.
we're all in like face paint. We've got completely.
Torches, half the town, pitchforks.
The door, the entire forest is on fire.
This is the Lord of the Flies moment.
Burn Troy!
So Sister Marguerite opens the door. You see Sister Marguerite standing there looking at you all.
You're okay.
Yes, we're perfectly fine. It's very lovely in here. And she'll motion towards the bucket to, encourage them to, thankfully she succeeded her miserliness.
I guess this is the moment that Viet will pick up a bucket of water and put the fire out that we lit in the corner of the building.
Look at those cheapers, like, whoa, I mean.
Well, we do have the rain conditions, so it's entirely possible we're still struggling to get to catch it on fire.
And Ozenberg says, "You'll have to shut the door, sister. I'm sorry. There's only one way in."
Oh, very well. She'll look back at the three of them and say, "You know what to do. Money in the bucket," and then poke the door. And she'll close it.
I'm a very reasonable man.
Maybe
I've
we
seen some very
overreacted a little
unreasonable
bit.
things.
One at a time, please.
Viet will calm down a little bit and grab 3 silver and throw it into the bucket. And he'll hesitantly touch the door.
And as soon as your fingertips touch the door, you're inside the building.
Why is everyone running into the building? I'm trying to. It's like I barely notice when you guys enter. It's really weird. I look away for a second, and then somebody's come through the door.
Ah, good night. Please sit by the fire.
Okay, so Nicholas is like acting like he's 10 years old now, so I may have to walk him through what he's doing. It's addled in the brain.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
terrified. Everybody's disappearing. They're leaving him alone by himself. His brother disappeared.
So yeah, he's
Yeah.
probably Poncelet is strict and no no nonsense of this stuff, but he will definitely like pull out 3 of the coins, put them in Nicholas's hands, say drop these in the bucket, touch that.
Yeah, he lets himself be led, and he does it. He puts the 3
Okay.
coins in.
And you touch the door, Nicholas, and you're instantly transported inside. And the little funny man looks at you and says, "It's okay. Please have a seat by the fire. I'm just making something to eat."
Right. And Poncelet will be the last person to enter as he walks around the building a couple times. He's trying to figure out the trick, but his curiosity is going to overcome his uh, hesitance and will follow suit.
Trapdoor.
And
That's
so
what he was looking.
it's and so you transport inside, and the dwarf looks at you and says, "Ah, another visitor. Please sit by the fire. Will you all be seated by the fire, or are some of you standing back? Or
I'm seated.
Yeah, we'll be seated.
My first opportunity to sit down after getting beat up, and I don't have the old priest yelling at me to do stuff. And now he's
now he's here. Poncelet, what do you do?
All right. I'm totally looking around, trying to figure out the trick.
Okay. So the fireman looks at you and he says, "Father, sister, I welcome you to my home, but please do not approach too closely to me."
Why? What are you hiding? Apart from a trick.
"Nothing.
I wish to know how the trick works.
There is no trick. But
There's
let me
always a
introduce myself. I am the man at arms of the woods." And again, you sort of see him. He looks very normal, perhaps a little aged, but there's this strange, wispy sort of soot that kind of comes around him and leaves him, and it's almost like an aura.
Yeah.
"I've lived in these woods as long as time, and I have guided people safely back to their homes. Now, Ozenberg, my caretaker, is a fine chef and a good caretaker. He'll bring you something to eat shortly. I understand you are returning the Burgomeister's body to the bishop."
You are very well informed for a hermit in the woods with a trick door.
"I am very knowledgeable of the woods. I am very knowledgeable of the travelers in the woods. I have heard that he is struck down, and I hear he's been struck down by a witch.
Nonsense.
Her vengeance, I can tell you, is fueled by dark magic. Dark magic, and it is fueled as a fire is fueled by black pitch. You must believe me."
Well, I do not.
And Ozenberg, the dwarfish figure, comes by and offers each of you a cup and has a pitcher and asks, "Would you like some ale?"
yes, please.
And he
And
pours and fills your cup.
Because I answered way too quickly, I kind of look sheepishly at the father and the nuns, like if it doesn't offend, but I'll still hold my cup out as if waiting for it to get filled.
Well, Ozenberg seems to disregard anyone around him. He just starts filling your cup and turns to Viet.
Viet
Good
will,
night.
of course, he will
He
wait till the
fills
cup's
your-
filled, and he'll take a swig. Actually, he'll down the whole lot, and he'll hold his cup out for another.
Ozenberg winks at you and fills your cup again. Young Nicholas, here, I think you'll feel better after this.
Seeing Viet just down his ale, Volrad will also partake in his cup.
Okay. Nicholas, do you take a drink or take the drink he offers you?
Yeah, he will take the drink for sure. He wants
As
to compare it to his own.
As he pours it out, it actually isn't. It isn't beer. What pours into your cup is something more like the sweetest, creamiest milk you've ever had or seen.
Great. Now he's playing to his mommy issues.
He's
And-
like, I'm a big boy. Like, I want the real stuff. I don't want this milk.
Very well, says Ozenberg. But take us just down the milk, and I'll give you some ale afterwards.
So does that mean Nicholas has become like Homelander from The Boys?
Oh,
I don't know who that is. Sorry.
So you can drink it, or you don't have to. It's up to you, of course.
No, he's like, I don't want this. He's like, don't treat me like a child.
Very well.
Marguerite will just kind of look over at Nicholas and say, "Don't be rude to our host."
She activates her mom voice.
Mom, activated.
What do you do, Nicholas?
Oh no, he's not gonna drink the milk. He's gonna wait for his real drink.
Okay. So
Consolet has a quirk that he does not drink. I'm presuming that's alcohol. So if the dude has milk and he's like, "Oh, this is milk. I'm not going to drink it," he will reach over and take the milk.
very well. So you take the milk, and Ozenberg will pour Nicholas some ale. Has everyone?
Down that.
Okay. Who has not been served yet?
I think
The sister.
Marguerite, yeah.
Okay, so Ozenberg comes over and says, "Would you like a drink, sister?"
So at this point, she'll see that different drinks are able to come out, and she'll ask for some water.
Very well. And the sweetest water pours into your cup.
And she will thank him for the drink.
Now, we know that Viet drank, and we know that Volrad drank. Does Father Poncelet and Nicholas and sister drink?
Poncelet. It's milk.
Poncelet.
I'll sniff it, make sure it
I feel like
actually-
we're being set up.
Absolutely. Maybe
Again.
dip my finger in it and taste it.
Okay, it tastes like wonderful, wonderful cream.
Yeah, I have no
Um,
reason not to drink.
And sister will drink. She just won't guzzle it. She'll just, do the normal slow drink.
Very well. I'm going to start with Volrad.
Uh-oh.
Here it comes.
Doom.
Auto drunk.
No, it'll be
You,
much worse. You're gonna have a tentacle.
So, Volrad, as you quaff the drink, you suddenly, all your pain goes away, and you get
Because you're dead.
11 hit points back.
Oh, wow.
He's like, this is some really good.
It's like, wow, this is so refreshing.
And Viet, you instantly restore all of your fatigue if you took any.
Yep. I feel great.
And Nicholas,
Amazing.
you no longer feel like infantile regression is upon you.
And now he's
Oh.
super, super embarrassed.
What? Yeah, he's definitely embarrassed. He's like, what? He's like, oh my
And-
god, I can't believe.
Sister Marguerite, you will not have nightmares. So basically, if
Can she keep the quirk though? The twitchy, because that's kind of funny.
okay, well, sure, you can keep the quirk.
She's twerking.
Now,
She's a naughty.
there it is. So if you
us think more about marriage.
So if you want to undo your whatever your failed fright checks had put upon you, you can do that. But in this case, Volrad, your gift is the gift of healing.
Woohoo!
I didn't have any long term, so I'm just okay.
You may need to relink Viet to the combat tracker because it doesn't seem to be updating.
Ah, okay.
I know. It's working now.
Okay. I didn't have it open. Maybe that was why.
Ah, interesting.
Okay. So everyone feels much better, relaxed, warm, at ease. And the fireman just looks at you and doesn't say much more.
Right. So he said that the Jacob was killed by the witch, by a witch. Right?
That's correct.
Okay, I think he's full of crap. But I will ask him to tell me what he knows about this so-called witch.
He looks thoughtfully for a moment and then says, I've seen her at one of the dozens of block mountains that lie in these woods.
What's a block mountain?
So block mountains are what the British might call a Stonehenge, like a little ring of stones.
Okay.
And I must warn you, as you make your way to see the bishop, one of the bishop's closest allies is in league with the witch.
How do you
Which
know this?
ally?
You will know him by the hourglass scar upon his arm.
Well, I certainly hope they will be kind enough to run around without any sleeves.
And he sort of goes quiet again, looks at you thoughtfully, and says, I hope you have refreshed yourselves at my hearth. However, I have much more to do this day and cannot tarry any longer. I bid you all adieu. And with that, Ozenberg walks over to the door, opens the door, bows, and gestures to the outside.
Right. Well, Ponce is going to finish off his milk. Then I guess give the crazy dude who thinks he's a wizard a sharp bow and depart. May have to come back here with some more Inquisition
Torches.
types and torches.
More torches.
Marguerite will stand and say, thank you so much for your hospitality. And likewise, bow and head for the door.
If you sell this brew, I'm sure you could make a killing.
The fireman, a little smirk comes over his face. He nods.
Viet will hold his mug out. One for the road.
Ozenberg says, oh, why not? And fills your mug again.
And he'll down it.
Come on.
And Nicholas?
Ferrying.
Yeah.
All right. And if you all leave, Ozenberg will simply look at you, shut the door, and that's that.
That was
Your-
the best beer I've drank. I mean, I feel like restored. Do I look restored? I mean,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
feel
you-
restored.
If you want to look at your wounds, I mean, there's not even a scar from where the axe had sunk into you.
Look, Father. Not even a scar.
So
Surely that beer was miraculous.
Viet's had 3 mugs. Is he feeling
Maybe.
somewhat tipsy?
You feel like you're a young recruit again, and you just are so full of energy, but you're not at all woozy.
It was
Happy
good,
you,
but I
happy.
fear it wasn't very strong.
Meanwhile, we hear. As he's like staggering along.
So so you can decide what you'd like to do next.
Continue on.
find our way back to the road and the wagon.
So you have no trouble, and you come back to the road. Your wagon is where it is. The individuals who were unconscious are very much now conscious, and they've been. You can sort of hear them calling out for help, and what the hell is going on, and they're quite taken aback to find themselves tied up in the wagon
with a dead guy.
with a dead guy. And while you only did a 5-minute trek and sat in that hovel for what you estimate could have been perhaps half an hour at the most, it is no longer what you would judge as 10 in the morning. It is now likely closer to noon. So some time has strangely elapsed.
Now I'm trying to figure out how to rationalize all of it.
I'm looking up to the sky, looking, quizzically, trying to figure out, trying to count on my fingers hours. It's like,
Come along. Let's get back on the road.
did that not seem like it took?
Let's get back on the road.
We must be through the woods before nightfall.
Oh, you're back to normal. Very good. We were afraid you were permanently addled.
He may yet still be, Father.
That's
I'm
true.
afraid.
We don't know how many more fright checks he's going to fail.
I should have put my points in the will.
Nah, you should have reduced it just to have been funny. I have attempted in like a horror game to intentionally have like a 9 fright check just to see how messed up that character could end up as.
So do you continue on your way towards Gabrun? All right. And so you make your way up the road towards Gabrun, and the weather seems to clear a little bit, and you see Gabrun ahead up the road. And at this point, let's take a short intermission, and we'll be back shortly.
Okay.
Interlude.
Okay.
Going on break.
Excellent. All right, so we're going to move right on. You come out of the woods, and you see Gabrun before you. It's a rundown settlement. Those who are local know that Gabrun was charged with building the bishop's new fortress, located just a couple of miles east of the village. But after just a few months of construction, the region revolted, and the structure was actually burned. And so you can't really see much of what they had constructed because, it burned. But off in the distance, you do see kind of what remains of a keep or a little sort of corner of the original building that's still standing.
How revolting.
Precisely. So anyway, Gabrun is before you, and what would you like to do?
It's around noon.
By the time you're getting to Gabrun, it's now closer to, say, 1 o'clock. You still had a bit of a distance to go.
Yeah, we just keep on going, pass right on through, I think.
You very well can.
Yeah, do we have a reason to stop? I can't think of one.
Yeah, whatever you'd like to do.
Do we have an idea of, I forget how many hours till we get to our destination?
We can drop off
Get rid of
the
these.
bodies.
Yeah, the bodies and the bandits.
So from the look of Gabrun, it doesn't look like it's a center of authority. It looks like a pretty rundown place, but you're certainly welcome to dump anyone you want here.
No, we want to take them to the bishop. Let the bishop deal with them.
The distance from Gabrun to Bergtheim is about 7 miles, and at your pace would take about 2 hours.
Yeah, my recommendation is we just, keep on trucking.
Keep on down the road.
Well, if they don't have any facilities for the prisoners and stuff, then we'll move on.
Okay, well, if everyone's in agreement, then you will carry forward. The road doesn't really improve at all. It just continues to hug the shoulder of the Dark Vault. And you see Bergheim up ahead. It's a village with acres of oats and cabbage fields surrounding it. At the center of the small village is a sturdy Romanesque church built on the remnants of what looks to be like an old monastery. And you can see villagers, milling about, kind of quite curious to see you moving with this wagon forward. But if the bishop's going to be anywhere, it is going to be in that Romanesque church.
Right. Well, that's where we should go.
Again, for the locals, you know that the bishop visits Bergtheim every year to bless the grain, but also sometimes to come and look at the grain and make sure everything's being accounted for properly. And so as you come up to the Romanesque church, it is walled, very low wall. But as you approach the doors and open the doors, you see a servant inside who's sweeping up an area and sees the father and nods his head and says, "Father, how can I help you?"
Let's see. Holy crap! I do not have. High society. Is that right? Savoir Faire? I thought it would be church. Sorry, I'm talking out loud. He's going to, simply, well, he's no nonsense, so he's just gonna straight up say, "I'm seeking an audience with His Grace the Bishop."
Yes, Father. Thank you. I will have to speak to Father Matteo first. Please wait here.
Very good.
Hold, please.
And
Marguerite, Marguerite kind of surreptitiously checks the arms of the servant, looking for the whatever it was we're looking for.
Sure. No, the servant's arms are quite bare of any marks or anything that looks like an hourglass of any kind. What's happening with the body outside in the wagon, and what about the others?
I'll be carrying it to. Well,
Right. Why were we bringing it? Why were we bringing this body to the bishop?
Because isn't he the son or
Bishop.
like
So no,
Right.
Gabelstadt wanted Jacob's body to surreptitiously arrive here so that the bishop could give the proper rituals, especially as his death was under suspicious circumstances, and Gabelstadt thought perhaps that witchcraft had been involved.
Right. And I know Mark mentioned it, but did we actually know that the Jacob was the bishop's son? I seem to remember we did.
I think that only one or two people may have known that. I don't know if Sister Marguerite's. I don't know if Sister Marguerite had spilled the beans on that.
Sorry.
I don't think she did.
Yeah, so I think nobody knows except for Sister Margaret that Jacob is the bishop's son.
Sorry, didn't mean to.
That's all right. So you're going to carry Jacob into the church, are you?
No.
No.
Leave it there with the dudes until we get official permission.
Okay.
They may have want us to relocate it somewhere else or.
So a tall fellow comes into the entrance to the church, and this is Father Matteo del Brun. Father Pansele, very good to see you. I'm so glad you've come to join the bishop. He's in his study. What is it that brings you to see the bishop? I know he wanted you to come to deal with some matters, but I'm surprised to see you. I thought you were in Würzburg.
Yes, well, things got out of hand there. We have at least a body. The Burgomeister
What?
was killed, and we have several bandits that attempted to jump us on the way as well.
Am I to understand the Burgomeister is dead?
Yes, he is. He was attacked by a maddened servant.
Oh my good heavens! Oh, how unfortunate! This is very shocking news.
Well, technically, he was only mostly dead,
He got better.
and then he got worse.
I'm okay. Well, thank you for making the trip to visit the bishop. I will let him know. How tragic.
Can we just
So,
live here?
Sister, you're looking for an hourglass. However, the Father Matteo is fully dressed from neck to foot in his clerical garb.
Okay.
Well, please bring his body in. I will go and speak to the bishop and let him know this news. I'm sure he'll want to speak to you directly.
Very good. Volrad.
Aye,
bring the body.
Father.
And what should we, ask Father Mateo? And it's like, and what should we do with these the bandits? Do we
Did
have
they?
local authority we can turn them over to?
For now, let's deal with the news of the Burgomeister's death first.
Very good.
Did they have anything to do with his death?
No.
Okay.
Not that I'm aware.
Then keep them in your custody. However, we will deal with them in time. The more important thing is to have an audience with the bishop. So you are, Matteo goes in to talk to the bishop, and you don't wait very long before the doors to the bishop's chambers open, and you see this individual appear.
Wow, he has an ill-favored look.
And he looks at you all, and he says, "Bring the Burgomeister's body into this room, please."
Gesture imperiously to Volrad.
Yes, my lord.
And as you bring the body through, he looks down at the body and he coughs. Yes, put the body on the table over here.
Are you all right, sir?
That's just the weather. I always get this way this time of the year. So you come into the bishop's waiting area, and you see Vic. You also see this individual. And so you lay the body out onto a table, and the individual named Lo Ordolf kind of looks wide-eyed at the body, and Vic kind of looks at the body in disbelief. And Father Matteo says, "The bishop will be with us in a moment. Let me introduce his attendants. This is his chief bodyguard, Herr Vic of Volksmannschaden, and this is the bishop's manservant, Ordulf." And Ordulf looks at you all quite wide-eyed in wonder, and Vic looks at you all squinty-eyed in suspicion.
All right. So Father Ponce will probably, follow that up by introducing everybody. This is Sister Marguerite. This is the Knight Vite. Master Nicholas of there. Oh, and that's Volrad.
Hello.
So the bishop opens another door from a private chamber, and you see this. And
Wow,
he
looks even older than I am.
Yeah, he is older than you, and he is very frail, but you can see in his eyes that he's still very sharp. And so Ordolf walks over to him, and Vic walks over to him, and they each take his arm, and he shuffles forward and goes, "Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, my poor Jacob. Oh." And he walks over and puts his hand on the body, and and fights back tears as he touches the body. Oh, no, 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 my poor Jacob. What happened to my Burgomeister? Who did this? Anyone? Anyone?
Right. Yeah. Sorry, I was in the process of typing something. Father Poncelet is going to respond, with Your Grace. The attacker is no longer with this. This, is it so? Vite is technically a sir.
Vite
Yeah,
is a knight. Yeah,
Yeah,
he is a knight. Yeah.
Technically, maybe like Sir Vite. Dealt her the end or the final blows when attempting to rescue the Burgomeister.
Oh, no, 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 no. Who? Tell me what happened, Sir Knight.
Well, Bite will go through the whole story, explain the fire, and the the story of how he saw the woman over the body.
Oh, no, no, no. Damn peasants. Always uprising against me. Always plotting against me.
Ashamed.
Right, he was a little nasty in that, wasn't he? The bishop does set his eyes on you, Volrad, and says, I remember you. I remember you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for accompanying Jacob's body. This servant who killed him, tell me more. What was her state of mind? Do you think she was part of a revolt? Why would she have killed Jacob?
How do we? I actually have no idea.
I think the only one that knew her state of mind would have been Bayet, who engaged with her.
Yeah, and he may be
I don't
know,
recall.
she was crazy.
I don't recall. Was there anything weird about her?
Yeah, because when you stabbed her, like black pitch kind of blew out of her mouth, and you distinctly remember that she looked possessed or otherwise. Yeah, there was something off.
Right.
You also might remember Sister Marguerite suspected that there was something in the air of the fire that is connected to what she suspected was witchcraft or some foul, ungodly ritual.
Well, I cannot say, but I believe there was some witchcraft involved.
Nonsense.
The servant woman, when I stabbed her, she didn't bleed. She didn't bleed blood. She bled a black ichor.
Which is easily explained
tar.
by the drugs that she was inevitably taking.
And at the mention of this, the bishop looks at you, Poncelet, and says, "This is why I brought you to my diocese. You must understand, we are under the powers and fighting the powers of darkness here. There is devilry afoot, and my poor Jacob, my poor Burgomeister, handpicked by me, is now dead because of it. I cannot continue in this conversation. I must pray." And you see his eyes kind of just glaze over, and he just grabs his crucifix and puts it up to his mouth and starts to shuffle away back into his quarters or into his office. And Lo Ordulf, the servant Ordulf, he helps him back over into his room or his office. And go ahead.
I was going to kind of look to Father Poncelet and say, do we want to mention that that there seemed to be a threat?
Wait, what? What do you?
Wasn't there something about a dude with a?
Yeah, you move. Yeah, they'd be like, keep quiet. We have multiple peoples here.
So Father Matteo closes the doors behind them and then turns on his heel and looks at them and says, "Be very, very careful, gentlemen. The devil's eyes are everywhere. This diocese has been cursed, I believe, with the darkest devilry." And Vic
Bullred shudders.
quickly removes himself from the room and shouts for some guards.
Guards, knights, squires.
And Father Mateo walks over to the body and says, "Aside from the bandits, how else was your travel here? And is there anything else I should know before we begin to arrange for the burial of the Burgomeister?"
I just remembered I actually have body language, which I just got, but I'm an idiot and was forgetting to use it. Pontley is going to. What was the scar thing?
So it was an hourglass scar on the arm of the ally.
Let's see. Okay, so I'm not sure if he would. This is one of those where it's like it's a player versus character, such. I think he's going to ask him very, very quietly. Is like, may I see your arms, Father?
And Matteo looks at you and says, "What?
Certain information has come to light, so I must see your arms."
Well, this is very unorthodox. I do not understand why. You will have to explain more to me before I will do anything of the sort. This is very odd, Father Ponce.
There's a threat to the bishop.
A threat to the bishop?
Yes.
What sort of threat?
That is still under investigation.
I realize the bishop brought you here to uncover possible witchcraft and devilry. If you have something, I would suggest you lay it before me now.
Let's see. So he's going to try to use diplomacy to convince him that he's, I'm not sure how to phrase that. He's just trying to use diplomacy to convince him. Wow, my diplomacy is only 11. Please.
Okay, so the father looks at you really quite askance and then says, "Very well. I ask everyone else to leave the room."
And I'll just sort of gesture for everyone to depart.
We'll be
And what
waiting
does-
outside.
Sister Marguerite?
Okay, so Marguerite will say,
She disappeared.
she's a ninja. She will, show deference to Father Mateo and say, if I may stay, I am appointed to aid Father Poncelet in all of his affairs.
Very well. Very well, sister. You may stay. I believe we will get to the bottom of this very quickly, and I would welcome.
We can send Volron off to begin digging the grave.
I will appreciate having your eyes on this as well, in case I should need to ever report this to your mother superior.
Double kinky.
Very well. The rest of you may leave. And Volrad, please find a shovel. You know what to do.
Yes, Father.
So as the door shut, Vic comes back and meets Veit and Volrad and Nicholas as they're coming out and shutting the doors behind him. And he will instantly have a look on his face of like, what the hell is going on? And I will leave it to I will leave it to Viet, Niklaus, or Valrad to try to explain themselves.
I'm gonna go dig a grave.
So you're like,
Master Vic.
peace out, bitches.
I think I need to go check the local brewery to see if I can open up some trade relations.
That's right. Leave it to the bully.
So Viet, Vic looks like that look you have on your face when someone's just come into your home and shut a door with one of your family members in another room.
I will roll for bully, and I will say Father Poncelet and Father Matteo have something personal to discuss. We should wait here.
Oh, we should we? You walk into this church, you deliver a dead body, and now you expect me to just simply stay. What exactly is it that they need to discuss? What is going on? I've just set men aside and outside this church in case we are pressed upon by a new revolt. Are we facing that? Please tell me. I need to know what's going on.
Well, if I knew what was going on, then I would be in that meeting behind this door. I am not, so I'm not privy to that information. You'll just have to wait here until called on.
Well, can you tell me at least what it was that had you ushered out here to begin with?
I do not know.
Very well. Very well.
Father Poncelet and Matteo, or actually it's Matteo. Father Matteo had something to talk about with Father Poncelet.
Priests. Bloody priests.
I mean, 2 priests and a nun walking
Fine.
in the room.
Fine. I
am sure everything is okay.
Very well.
And you have other things to take care of.
Yes,
I'm sure.
I do, which is staying here until they come out. So Matteo will look at you and say, all right, Father Poncelet, what is going on?
Have you seen his arms?
I'll lift up my sleeves if you will tell me what is precisely going on now that we are alone.
I think we're alone now.
And he starts to undo his the buttons on his sleeves, and he starts to roll his sleeves up on one arm as a gesture of good faith.
Right. I am checking it out, seeing if there's a hourglass.
No, you see some age spots. You see some hair, at least on one arm.
Information came into our possession that someone very close to the bishop was threatening his life and has a distinguishing mark of some sort.
Oh, and on the arm, and you suspected it could have been me.
They said the information indicated someone very close to him.
Interesting. And may I ask who gave you this information, Father?
That is a very interesting question and a difficult one to explain.
A reliable source? Somewhere between, the 15 miles between here and Würzburg, you happen to meet someone with a reliable information? Well, let me satisfy your curiosity. And he rolls up the other sleeve, and again, age spots and what have you.
Does one of those age spots look?
Yeah, but no. What you do, Hickey?
Not even a anchor with the word "mum" on it.
Oh, I was hoping to see an anchor with "mom" on it. So Poncelet is immediately going to visibly relax. Look quite a bit relieved, and state that the information that we received indicated that the threat was someone with an hourglass scar upon their arm. You wouldn't happen to know of anyone with such a scar, would you?
No, I can't say that I've ever seen anyone with an hourglass scar. It's very particular.
Indeed. But as to the source of the information, well, I haven't quite figured out the exact means, but it was some individual in the woods who was pretending to be a fiery man, nonsense such like that. But his information was oddly specific, and there's another word I'm looking for that my brain is not registering.
So you
Very
do tell.
toned.
Okay, so you do tell him about the fiery man, or you don't?
Yeah, well, he's going to be approaching it as if it's some dude pretending to be one for monies because well he doesn't
I'm not,
he still doesn't believe it.
I must say, Father, that sounds outlandish. We had a
Indeed.
wonderfully good recommendation from your
As I
bishop
stated,
that you were a man of great intellect and capacity.
Indeed. I still haven't figured or got all of the information, but most of the tricks are easily explained.
But
And
you'll happily.
he can go into some detail about the tricks.
I see. This is all very, very. I don't know what to make of it.
No, and he also was indicating that a witch was involved, and that's utter nonsense. But this is the second or third time. Is this the second or the third time someone has explicitly started talking about a witch in this area? I can't remember.
Well, I know the bishop was concerned about witchcraft, and this is why we brought you here. And your experience as an investigator, I guess I will have to take at face value, despite the strangeness of this. What do you think, sister?
Sister Marguerite will. She's been kind of holding her tongue to try to not speak out of turn, and as soon as he addresses her, she will speak her mind and say, "I believe that there is great merit to the information we have been given. I was given dreams from our Lord that have guided us here every step of the way, and we bring this information in good faith to help save the bishop's life."
Well, I must confess, if both of you are in agreement on this and you are both speaking from your heart and head, then this is grave news indeed. This is grave news indeed. We must protect the bishop, but we also must get Jacob into the ground. I don't know why Gabelstadt thought we could do anything that you could not do yourselves, but he is a somewhat suspicious man. I say, let's take poor Jacob's body and commit it to the ground. It's the proper thing to do, and then we can discuss our next steps to protect the bishop.
Very good. If you don't
Thank you,
mind me
Father.
asking, what is the relationship between the bishop and the late Burgomeister? He
That,
seemed quite put out over it.
Father, is the bishop's business. I can tell you he loved Jacob like a son.
I see.
Anyway, I think we best put Jacob in the ground.
Marguerite keeps a straight face.
Very well. Very well. The Matteo will go to the doors, open them, and say, Vic, good, you're here. I should need to speak to you in private. However, I would ask that you please bring some men in here to take the Burgomeister's body to the graveyard, and we will commence with a burial right away. And silence
Now we gotta
reigns.
figure out how to get Vic's and Low Ordulf's arms bared.
So Vic will say right away, Father, I will get some men in here, and we will look to getting the body taken out. And he rushes off to the outside. And Volrad, you are digging away. Father Mateo will go to the bishop's quarters and ask Lo Odorf to assist you.
Yup.
That's going to take a while too.
And Viet,
Shovel to dig a hole. Oof.
Viet, and Nicholas. Nicholas, you left. I understand. You went outside. You didn't really see. There's really not much to this town. There certainly isn't a brewery. It's quite a poor place.
Okay. No good
That's
looking
some
girls in the
weird
bar.
sound effects.
That's my daughter watching cartoons.
So, Viet, what are you doing in the midst of all this?
Well, Viet was just standing outside waiting for the meeting to finish.
So you see Vic going off to a couple of his men, telling him to go get the body.
So then, if it appears the meeting's over, then Viet will step in and he'll say, "So what now?"
Right. This is one of those where it's like the character is so much more competent at investigation than me.
I am going to be questioning Lo Ordolf about anyone with weird stuff or marks while we dig a grave. I don't know how I would be subtle about that. I don't know if I'm a subtle person.
You were going to ask Ordolf what?
Talk while digging the grave with Ordolf, see if I could, slip in conversations about, birthmarks and such.
Okay. Why don't we transition to Ordolf and to Volrad, and Ordolf jumps into the ground and starts digging with you and says, "Hello, I am Ordolf."
Ordolf? Now, I introduced myself as Volrad.
I dig really well. I'm good dig. I'm a good digger.
Oh, well, I can definitely use your help then. Here.
Oh, he brought his own shovel.
Oh, even got his own shovel.
You are you from a big city?
I guess Würzburg is considered larger, looking at this map, than the other one. Larger than here.
I've never been anywhere. Is there a bishop in Würzburg too?
There is another father. I think he is under Bishop. He works. Works for Bishop Gerhardt.
I like working for the bishop. He treats me very well.
Does everyone like the bishop around here?
Oh, I think so. He's very good at giving people food, and he keeps me with good clothing and good food. I have enjoyed working with the bishop. He's very good to me. Volrad, do you want to throw a reaction roll into the chat at +3, please?
I'll be at +2 because I am. Well, he's not a victim, so hey, got a good reaction.
So Ordolf says, "I think the only one who really sometimes doesn't like the bishop is Vic."
Oh.
I know something about Vic. He looks around to make sure no one's listening.
He played football.
The foosball.
Can you keep a secret?
Absolutely. I may make locking away a key.
Vic has a wife here in town? but I know he goes into the woods. He has a pretty girlfriend. She lives in the woods.
Oh,
And if his wife knew this, she would be very mad at him.
I would think so. Definitely have to keep all that secret.
But don't tell anyone.
No, of course not.
Volred says, "Of course not," and then promptly runs and tells us.
He goes to see her. Sometimes I see him sneaking food out to her.
Oh, what kind of food?
Bread. Lots of
Bread?
bread.
Where did he get the
Sometimes ale. Well, we have storehouses here.
bread? Oh,
I think the bishop would be mad if he knew he was stealing from us.
yeah. Stealing bread, not a good idea.
Oh, I never steal.
No, stealing is never good. And I'm thinking about all the sacramental wine I've drank in the past. Nope, not a good idea.
All right, we will now transit over to the rest of the party.
Yeah.
Do you
I'm
mention
not
that we need to check people's arms?
You were there when dude said that as well.
Well,
Yeah, but you would. That's something that you discussed in the meeting, though.
Right. Well, quietly, you'll at least advise Vite. I don't know if Nicholas just wandered off or if he's there as well. That we did check Father Mateo's arms, and he does not have any odd scars or hourglass-shaped scars or whatnot.
So,
Which, if it's within the circle of people that are close to the bishop, that narrows it down to this Low Ordolf and Vic of wherever.
then let's round them up. Have them reveal their arms. Simple as that.
We don't have the authority to do that.
I'm a knight. I have the authority.
Maybe. Although technically, I think you're of no greater social status than I am.
Well, status.
Yep.
But I'm sure. Well, I don't know. Does the position of knight give some authority?
Against peasants, yes. But people inside the church, that's questionable. I mean, there are wars that were fought over that sort of thing.
It would be, I think, a case where that division of power between the ecclesiastical and the earthly, the bishop secular certainly could have some influence, but in this case, this bishop in particular, I think he has a lot of power over everybody.
The bishop, yes.
Considering that he's had a revolt on his hands and he's not considered well by many, and he's put down revolts, I would say this bishop has got his fingers squarely in the secular world. But as for anyone outside of the bishop, they'd probably have to go to the bishop and petition the bishop for that.
Yep. So, nothing else, we should probably maybe try to gather some additional information.
Or we could just get people to reveal their arms and then deal with the consequences after. It's better to ask for forgiveness than it is permission.
That's not how it works in this time period.
Or we could have like a arm wrestling competition. Make an event.
I like that. Let's do that. It's yeah. Well, whenever I am complete and finished helping dig this grave, I will report
That's
to
going
Father
to be a
Ponce.
couple
I
hours.
know.
That's
Yes.
that's
What's
exhausting.
gonna be hilarious is
So
you're
with-
forcing people to show off, show their arms, and then be like, "Let me watch
It's-
how this plays out."
It's going to take the rest of the afternoon pretty much to get that grave, with the two of you to get that grave done.
Right. In the meantime, they're like forcing people to show their arms.
So our key suspects are Vic and who was the other one?
Well, there's
Gonna be
Low
the
Ordolf.
Although, I suspect that the narrative flow is pointing more and more towards the angry-looking guy with the scar on its face.
What? You guys have played role-playing games before.
Yep,
No.
once or
not at
twice.
all.
It's the butler,
What a twist!
or it's the bishop himself.
No, the
That's even better.
the true twist is Low Ordoff is actually pretty high in the scale and just playing.
He's got an acting of 22.
Yep. He's the master. He is the witch. We just don't know it.
So,
So Volrad and Oldorf are digging away, and Oldorf's starting to sing, and Vic is staying near to the body. The men-at-arms are positioned around the churchyard, and as you look around the churchyard, you see that there's two little houses, and the community is actually quite sparse. It's not a large community at all. It's just that the church has the warehouse capacity for the grains that are brought in.
so the bishop is where?
The bishop right now is in his office, where he retired after he kind of went into deep prayer.
Okay. I think Poncelet is going to probably retire to like the chapel or whatnot to get some prayer in himself because, well, he's still trying to rationalize some of the weird crap that he saw earlier.
Okay. Sister Marguerite?
Marguerite will probably follow Father's lead and retire to pray
All right.
until the digging is done, at least.
Okay. Viet?
Where is Vic at the moment?
Vic is standing by the body.
I'm going to choose to fail my bully,
Oh, God.
Awesome.
and Viet will walk up to Vic and he will say, I think we got off on a wrong foot.
And now you punch it.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
I was a little abrupt with you before. Shall we shake on it?
Why? That's not necessary. I didn't feel you were at all.
I insist.
Are you thrusting out your hand?
Yes. And when, or if Vic will shake hands, then Viet is going to, with his other hand, he's going to do the two-hand shake, and with his other hand, he's going to like push up the sleeve of Vic's shirt.
Okay. So Vic, he extends his hand, and at this point, you're going to grasp it in a two-handed grasp.
Yes.
Okay. Can you tell me which arm are you going to?
Dun, dun.
He's reaching out with his right hand.
Vic will reach out with his right.
Okay.
He will hold, as he's sort of pushing up the sleeve, he'll sort of make sure that he has a firm grip of the hand so he can't pull his hand away, and he'll have a good look.
Okay.
Stronger than you.
So as you grasp hands, I want you to make a dex check to get your hand to move up his sleeve.
Strangers in the night.
So your hand quickly slips up the sleeve.
Smiles.
Well, yeah. And so you push the sleeve up. And at this point, we're going to do a strength, a quick contest of strength to see who can break. He's going to try and break the grasp, your grasp on his hand.
All right, I'll use a fatigue for some extra effort.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Go for your roll.
Wow.
All right. He, equally with vigor, will use some fatigue. I need to show this roll.
You could just roll and then drag and drop it to the chat.
True. Always learning.
Or I think you can roll it in the... No, rolling in the box doesn't work.
This is beautiful. This is beautiful. Hang on. I'm sure there's a way to show that roll, is there not?
Yeah, just
Yeah, you
drag
can
and
drag
drop it.
Both success by 6.
So
Both with a 9.
this is technically not a quick contest. It's a contest.
I suppose it is a contest. So you managed to push his sleeve up, and at the same time hold each other's grip firmly. I think that's the result of that, is it not?
So was he trying to break free?
Yes, he was trying to break free as soon as.
Okay, so the defender wins in that case.
Okay.
So, yeah, he'll be able to pull his hand free.
Okay. So thank you for that. So he breaks your grip and looks at you and says, "What the hell, man?"
In pulling up his sleeve, did Viet see anything?
No, not on the forearm.
Without sort of responding, Viet's going to grapple his other arm and lift up the sleeve.
Okay, so now for a grappling, you need to make a successful dex. You're basically trying to grab his arm, correct?
Yes. So that's a dex or grappling skill. I don't have any grappling skill, so it'll be dex. He will get a normal defense.
Okay. So he can parry or he can dodge.
Yep.
He's going to try and whip his arm back. And he succeeded by 1. And now he's kind of stepping back from you and putting his hand up and saying, "Explain yourself, good sir."
Show me your arm.
Why? Are you mad?
I want to see your arm.
You are mad. And he kind of adjusts his other sleeve, and he's going to walk out of the room.
Do you have something to hide?
I have nothing to hide. You're mad.
Viet will just sort of watch him leave.
Okay. We'll rotate back over to Oldorf and Volrad. And Oldorf says, "Are you thirsty? I'm getting very thirsty."
He's going to murder you, Volrad. You're going to wake up in a grave. Mark.
Say again?
Volrad asks, "Are you thirsty?"
Not Volrad.
"I'm getting thirsty."
Oh, yes. A beverage would be great.
"Okay, I'm going to go get us something to drink." And he pops out of the grave and he marches over to one of the 2 buildings in the churchyard.
And having come out the grave myself, I'll look around to see if I see any of the party in the nearby area. And if so, I'll try and get their attention.
Well, Nicholas is, I think, around.
So Nicholas just saw a man come out of a grave.
2 men come out of the grave.
Girlish scream followed by infantile regression again. Why does this keep happening to me?
He's over at the local inn or bar, a couple of drinks, chatting it up with the serving girls.
I wish there were even one of those. But that's okay. If you're wandering around town, you're wandering around town.
Oh, well, I guess if there's not a place, I figured every town had a drinking hole.
Sadly, no.
So he's a little bit depressed and forlorn. You know, Sister Marguerite's not around. All he's got is dead bodies. Maybe he's just watching Volrad and
Pitch
Vic.
dirt out of a hole.
Yeah, he probably would have brought some wines, some of his local wines. And maybe he's just sipping on his drink.
Okay, well,
Sipping on
yeah, he's kind of hanging out, but you have been watching them dig the grave, and Oldorf pops out and kind of walks over to this little house, and Volrad's going after it. Is that correct, Volrad?
Well, I'm trying to get his attention, and if
You're trying to get Nicholas's attention.
yeah,
Okay, well you can see Volrad waving at you, Nicholas.
He wants you to come to the cemetery with the
Yeah,
bodies.
I'll saunter on over.
All right.
What? Do you
So-
want a drink? And I hand over my drink to him to see if he wants it.
well, in fact, I will take a swig, and then after like wiping some of the wine off, it's like, you may want to tell Father Poncelet that it might be that Vic fellow. Apparently, he steals bread and runs off into the woods to meet some woman that is not his wife. That might be a clue. But you didn't hear it
Wait.
from me.
What? Like, are you talking about the man with the tattoo?
The man with the weird scar on his face. What the surly expression.
You think he's the one with the tattoo that's
I don't
It's a
know. I
birthmark.
I have no idea about a tattoo if he has that or not. But he does. I mean, stealing bread, affair with some woman in the forest seems pretty suspicious to me. Yes,
well, he did look kind of shady. If I say so
might want to
myself.
pass that information to Father Poncelet or Sister Marguerite.
Well,
Because
I think- I don't know
if you
what they're
tell
doing.
if you tell the knight, he might get into a fight. I don't say that last part.
Okay.
well, I don't know. They may have. They kicked me out of the chain. They kicked us out of the meeting. Clergy business.
I don't know how
Maybe
much
we can
longer I'm
tell
going
him
to
in
be
the
here.
morning.
I don't know how much longer I'm going to be digging here, but it might be information that's needed.
Do we know where they're? Are they staying like in special quarters, or are they all kind of like at the local inn?
No, the only thing you know is that they all had gone into the church, and then you'd left the church. So the last you knew of it, they were still in the church.
Well, I can. Looks like you have a couple more hours of digging here, Volrad. I can go check back at the church, see if and maybe the sister will speak to me.
And literally, the graveyard is in the church, like in the church grounds. It's not separate. Yeah.
Yeah, he'll head back, and like he's feeling just a little lonely and depressed, and this town is not for him. He kind of wants to get this done, so he's going to head back and see if he can find the sister or the father and pass along the suspicions.
Okay. So as you go back into the church, you see Vic storm out, looking red-faced and angry, but he doesn't pay you any attention. He's just fixing his cuff as he walks down the steps of the church and out towards his men-at-arms.
Yeah, do I have a place that I think that the father or the sister might be in that I can go into without being disrespectful?
Oh yeah. There's the main sanctuary of the church, and that's open to anyone, and you would know that.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go into the public areas of the church and see if I can't find them. And
Well, it doesn't take long. You do see them sitting together, and it looks like they're in prayer, or maybe Sister Marguerite's in prayer but pretending to be in prayer.
So he kind of like goes over like really kind of respectful and embarrassed to be interrupting, but he's like, sister, father, I was just with Volrad, and I don't know, that Vic fellow, he seems pretty suspicious. We think it might be him. We don't really have any evidence. He just looks suspicious.
Oh, he's stealing bread, having an affair.
Surly Dick.
Sister Marguerite will glance over at Father Poncelet and
Honestly.
I'm sorry, it's a thing. And say he certainly does appear to not be well. He has this strange cough.
Yes, cannot act without evidence, however. Well, that's technically not true. We can act without evidence, as indicated by what Vite just did.
Nicholas, are you telling them everything that Volred told you?
Yeah, it's like, yeah, he's, really suspicious. And I can't remember what exactly he said, but I know he like runs off and I think he's having an affair with some married woman. Maybe
In the
that's enough
woods.
to-
In the woods. And he steals bread and wine and he brings it to her in the woods.
Yes, all of that. I forgot already.
Well, if only we could figure out a way to see him without the shirt.
Father, should we, if she'll look at Nicholas and say, did they say that he goes there every night or just occasionally?
Ordolf never explained how frequently. He just knows that he's got a girlfriend, a pretty girlfriend in the forest.
Well, if possible, we should probably just try to keep an eye on him. See if maybe he slips up.
We could try to see if he sneaks off to the woods and follow him to see what he's doing.
Indeed. So since Nicholas is not doing anything, we can have him like loiter and keep an eye on Vic, if possible.
And we'll pivot over to Viet. Viet, what are you doing now?
So he will just sort of watch Vic walk away, and then he'll go find the rest of the group.
Okay, so you'll kind of sit in on this information dump that Nicholas gives.
And he'll say, I checked Vic's arm. He has no birthmark on his right, but I couldn't check his left.
How did you do that?
Viet will shrug and say, we shook on it.
Right.
And we're going to pivot over to Volrad and to Ordolf. Ordolf was waiting for you at the door, and he, as perhaps somebody who's of a mental state of a young boy, he's excited to show you his room.
I actually have experience dealing with people with this, mentality of a young boy. At least most recently, with Nicholas.
So,
Party hard.
so he says, "Yeah, this is my room, and this is where I sleep, and it's just like this little tiny bit of straw on the floor, but there's two other beds where he says this is Vic's bed, and this is Father Matteo's bed, and the other building is the bishop's building, but we're not allowed to go there."
Oh, of course not. And then he'll poke around and see what he can see.
So, Volrad, you see a note in an envelope on the windowsill.
Can Volred read?
I'm semi-literate. Whatever that. I have to say out the letters. Vic.
Well, there's a letter on a sill, and it's there for the taking if you wish to take it, or for the leaving.
When he's not looking, yoink.
No, Ordolf's too excited to show you things.
Yep. Yoink.
And as you're yoinking, you look down and see a towel at your foot. Kind of dirty towel, but there's a little glint of silver coming out of it.
You bloody thief. I'm going to have you strung up for this.
Just a glint of silver. Not sure what it is.
Well, sure.
It's a silver trap.
Yep. This. Let's see.
Look over this. Look over this way, Volrad. See, this is the wooden doll that a dog that I carved out of wood.
I'm gonna check out the. It's like that's great, and I'll check out the. Looks like somebody left a dirty towel here. Let me help you clean up.
Oh, thank you so much, Volrad. Sometimes Vic gets very angry if I don't do good cleaning.
Well, can't have Vic getting mad for something that looks like he may have dropped, right?
So I just dropped that into your. I don't know if you can click on the link or not. I just dropped it into your
Yes.
parcel.
Yep.
So do you take a look and open it up?
I'll look like I'm putting it away, but I'll pocket it.
Excellent.
It might be important.
It's worth perhaps doing what it would be, a holdout roll?
Yes, that sounds like appropriate. Hooray!
Ooh. So Aldorf does not seem to be too interested in what you're doing with that. He probably thinks it is a dirty towel. And then Ordolf says, over here is some really good water. I'm thirsty. And he pours himself a big cup of water out of a skin. Do you want some, Volrand? We have to finish that grave.
Well, got to keep keep hydrated. Wouldn't want to lose our energy.
No, that's for sure. Oh, that's good. That is so good. Maybe a bit more, do you think?
Well, not too much. Want to make ourselves sick.
No, and then I'd have to pee.
We might need to get back to our work.
I think
Thank
so.
you so much for letting me come and find shade and water.
Oh, thanks for looking at my room. Maybe we can come back here after we're done with the grave.
We will see, but Father Poncelet generally has me on a pretty tight leash.
That's a strange saying.
He keeps me really close. He always has work for me.
Oh, like
You know
it.
how it is.
Okay, you're like his dog.
Woof.
Well, he treats me like one sometimes, but I mean, hey, it's worthy work.
So you head back out, and Ordolf, he jumps right back in the grave and grabs a shovel and starts digging.
All right. I will tell him at some point that maybe I drank too much water and that I need a quick break. But he can keep digging and I'll be right back quickly.
Sure thing. Okay, I'm just going to keep digging. Don't be too long though. I want help.
Absolutely. And I'll go find a quick private spot and fish out the letter and see if I can make heads or tails of it. Reading it backwards and upside down.
Okay, I will share this. I think I gave that to you.
Yep, got it.
So, Viet, Nicholas, Father Poncelet, and Sister Marguerite.
What time of day is it?
At this point, I would say it's getting towards the end of the afternoon.
We should find somewhere that we can sleep for the night. I could use a good stiff drink.
Yeah, I'm not sure. In a town this small, not sure what they would have. Well, if this was a former monastery, there might still be some monk cells that are nominally available.
I'm pretty sure you'll be able to sleep in the church this evening.
Yeah.
Now, I'm looking at the time. I know we started late. What would you like to do?
I'm good to continue playing.
Likewise. How long do we have?
Yeah, this is almost complete. I think once you all reconvene as a party and discuss what you found, you'll know what your next bound is.
I can continue for a while longer.
Yeah, I can do that. It's going to depend on the GM, I suppose.
If we were to break, the next session would be, I think, a much shorter session. If we get into a combat, it might bleed out for another hour and a bit.
You said there was a side quest.
Yeah, we completely skipped that one, so that's not going to enter into it.
It was in the village. We're like, yeah, we don't need to stop there.
Exactly. Yes, so that's past.
Tis a silly place.
Well, it's up to the GM. I'm good to go longer.
Okay, let's go longer.
Right.
So, again, you could stay in the church. Father Matteo does come out and says he's had a long talk with the bishop. The bishop is even more now concerned that someone is out to kill him. And he is going to demand that no one be allowed to interrupt him in his prayers as he prays to God for assistance. However, Father Matteo says he is going to escort the bishop back to his residence so he can at least be more comfortable, and that you are all welcome to spend the evening in the church. And there are some small cells. It's nothing fancy, but it will do for the evening.
Father, do you have any wine here?
Why, yes, my son, we do. Not the sacramental kind either, I might add. The bishop does at least store a good supply of wine for guests, and you are certainly guests. So, yes, I'll have Ordulf come and bring you some wine and some food.
It's been a long, trying day.
Yes, it has.
2 bottles, please.
Very well, and it won't be long. I'll go and see how they're doing on the grave. So
16 tons.
Valrad, you see Father Matteo come out and say, he looks down, that's perfectly fine. That's deep enough.
And then he smacks you with the shovel and starts burying you.
Right.
Perhaps Oldorf and Valrad, you could go clean yourselves, and Ordulf, make sure that our guests in the church go get some bread and some fruit. And I'm sure one of the townsfolk could offer a pot of stew. Oh yes, very, 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 very well, Father. Thank you. So, Valrad, you are released from your grave digging duties.
Woohoo! Now to fetch some sacramental wine. I mean, no, I wouldn't do that in front of anyone. But I will go quickly freshen up or whatever that one does. Splash some water on my face.
And Father Matteo, he comes back and he brings the bishop and helps him shuffle out of his office and out towards the second little house where he lives. So in about I'm going to say about a 40-minute period, Ordulf comes back and he's got bottles of wine, he's got stew, he's got some other villagers helping him bring all this in, and they set up on a table not far from where your rooms are, and light some candles as it's getting dark. And there you are. You have a little banquet in front of you.
Is the bishop's house, whatever, within line of sight of where we're at?
If you were to go outside, but no, not in that sort of cloistered area where you're staying at the moment.
Well, I would like to recommend that we at least keep eyes on it, just within the group.
We could post a watch, if you like.
It might be a good idea.
And yeah, so Valrad, you're back with the group if you are having difficulty reading that letter.
And I will don't know if I would tell Father Poncelet. He seems really harsh if I were to say something about it. So, Sister Marguerite, she's not much nicer. She may not ask a lot more questions. Fulrad will, approach Sister Marguerite, and it's like, I learned some information that I may not have was supposed to hear, but there seems to be some kind of an affair going on, or that Master Vic is engaged in with apparently some woman who lives in the woods. He is married, and Lowell Ordoff has seen him on multiple occasions sneak off, presumably stealing bread away into the woods to meet with this woman. I don't know if that means anything. Orloff led me into his room, and I found this letter just laying about, and it seemed to have some kind of instructions regarding this bread and strange woman that lives off in the woods. And I will hand it to Sister Marguerite, looking kind of ashamed that I may have nicked the letter.
She'll take the letter and she will say, "Thank you for the information. Mr. Nicholas had spoken of as much when he came in here." And she'll start to read the letter.
Are you going to share it with everyone, or do you want me to just keep it private?
She'll read it first, and then she'll, depending on what she reads, she'll take it to Father Poncelet.
Poncelet.
Okay, I think I dropped the letter in for you.
Yep, I'm reading it now.
So, as sort of this is all going on, you see the men-at-arms come to the door of the church, and they are sort of looking a little odd, but they're sort of standing around in the entrance to the church.
I'm curious. I will go and investigate.
And they say, "I'm sorry, Father. We've been told not to let anyone out of the church."
Told by whom?
Told by Sir Vic. And then you hear a scream, a man's scream.
And I'm immediately pushing past these dudes.
Okay, so let's have a strength test.
I'm hoping they're going to react to the sound of the scream as well.
So you manage to needle your way past them. They aren't used to having a priest push past them. And you come down the steps, and you see Vic with a body over the saddle of his horse in front of him, and he's galloping out of the churchyard.
I am definitely shouting for people.
And Sister, you sort of get through this letter, but you suddenly hear Father Poncelet screaming. What do the rest of you do?
Viet will... I'm going to assume that Viet is not armored up. He would have been relaxing for the end of the day.
Indeed.
Eating and such. But his weapons will be off to the side. He will grab his poleaxe and he will charge out to the source of, or to wherever Father Poncelet is.
So you see Father Poncelet's pushed through some men-at-arms. The men-at-arms now are kind of all spilling out of the church. Father Poncelet, you look over and see what looks to be like the body of Father Matteo on the ground outside of the bishop's cottage.
Gonna rush toward him, grazing the arm, cry.
Yeah, and the father is lying there. There's a serious gash sort of across his head and he is pretty much bleeding out.
Going to be bellowing for the sister. I need her here. Because apparently I do not have first aid.
She is on her way.
So, as you all assemble outside, it's pretty clear what happened. Vic came. He grabbed the body of the bishop, or grabbed the bishop. He killed Father Matteo and made quick his escape on horseback with the bishop slung over the horse.
I haven't killed him yet.
And the bishop's, all you saw was his sort of being slung over the horse. And, but Matteo's quite dead.
Damn it. Right. We need to assemble the men at arms and go after him. That's right. We need to throw the men at arms at the witch, I'm guessing.
So, when Marguerite gets there, she'll check on Matteo to verify, that he can be saved or not. And I'm assuming he can't.
No, he cannot.
Okay. And at that point, she'll turn to Father and say, I think I know where they're going. And she'll hand him the letter that she was reading.
I'll share that with everyone. Of course. Graves for everyone.
Right. Okay. So, does Light have leadership?
No.
I am really surprised I don't. But that's fun. To the probably to the guards or the men at arms for Father Poncelet is going to denounce Herr Vic as a heretic and such like that, and order them to gear up and prepare to go after him. He has abducted His Grace the Bishop. Oh, critical success on public speaking oratory.
So, despite them all looking quite alarmed, they know who they serve, and it's not Vic; it's the bishop. So they quickly agree that they will assist you in bringing down Vic to justice.
I'm going to delegate command of them to Vite because he's a Knigget. We may need Volrad along to dig some graves.
Of course.
Let's see. So also we should probably make sure that if there is anybody in the group of the militiamen or men at arms or whatever who know this particular area well, so like we could have not necessarily a scout. I mean, we've got directions, but it's getting dark and
The men at arms simply say that nobody goes into these woods in the night. There are all sorts of strange stories, all sorts of disappearances, and
yes, well,
you're not going to find anyone local in the town that's going to want to go into those woods.
well,
So you're saying you're not going to do your duty?
No, they're saying good luck finding one of the peasants who knows these woods
no, I was
to go and do that.
The men at arms, but that's fine. We've got directions. Hopefully, we can follow these directions.
Gather your gear. Let's prepare to leave. Be quick about it.
And they're pretty much ready to go. They have
Instruct
they have their
Rodolphe to take Father Mateo's body into the church.
that he'll do.
All right, let's go kill a witch and a traitor and a heretic.
So with using the instructions on that letter, they know at least where that trail begins.
Excellent.
And once you get into the woods, You understand why it's called the Dark Wald, because massive fir trees create a canopy that blocks out the sky. The trail is narrow, it's winding. It's very difficult to see beyond the path itself. And of course, darkness is closing in.
Luckily, we should have torches.
With your torchlight, you see the path before you. It's not difficult. And it's not difficult to follow at all because there's fresh hoof prints that have dug up the ground. Eventually, you get to about here.
Here. What's here?
On the map.
Oh, okay.
I have my bow out and ready.
So yeah, you travel south about 2 miles into the woods south of Bergtheim. And you come to one of these things that's called a Blocksberg or a block mountain, a forested hill ringed with old stones. Now don't think a massive hill, just think more like a berg.
Right.
Small heaps of viscera are scattered around the area. You can sort of smell this foul smell, and it's very clear that this place has been used for rituals. And you see a collection of stumps forming a kind of table in the middle of the ring of stones. And as you enter into this grove, you see Bishop Gerhard bound to that stump table, weeping and crying, and you see a woman dancing around with a javelin in her hand, and you see Vic standing there with his crossbow out, and this woman's dancing lewdly around the prone body of the bishop, chanting strange things in Latin, and holding this javelin in a wicked way that gives you the sense that she's going to stab the bishop. And I'll show you what the woman looks like.
I was about to say, are we sure the bishop isn't into this thing? Oh, she definitely looks pretty dark.
Does he mention the safe word?
All right.
And I'm just going to say that you see this all from the tree line. What do you do?
We charge forward like crazy people.
Excellent.
Death Vault!
Here we go.
You know, I didn't even ask. How many of the men-at-arms do we actually have?
You've got about 4.
Movement needs to be approved, apparently.
Who am I missing?
Like, enough of that crap.
You need to turn off approved movement.
Yeah. Who am I missing? Who haven't I put on the combat map yet?
Viet.
So as soon as the men-at-arms see this scene in front of them, they turn and bolt.
And they're like,
Cowards.
nope.
It's like, yeah, this is twisted and we're having nothing to do with it. Looks like the bishop's dead and goodbye. The witch sees you enter her grove and hisses and points. Vic raises his crossbow and aims at Viet. Viet, what do you do?
I'm assuming he's still on horseback.
Viet? Yes.
Then he will ready his shield and begin to charge.
Excellent. How do I take off the movement thing?
There's if you go to the mapping options, you've got I can't remember what it's called, approved movement or something like that, or token lock.
Yeah, thank you. It's done.
Yep.
So Viet is going to
think
start the charge.
I think the horse movement is probably going to be 8, something like that.
That sounds fair.
All right. But that will only be after he's readied his shield.
Okay. Volrad, You're aiming.
Yep.
Okay, click on the button. Nicholas.
Okay. Can I want to do this. I guess I ready maneuver to figure out my flexing or my hammer. Carpenter's hammer.
So you're going to ready your hammer?
Your microphone's gone all weird.
Still weird.
Not wearing it backwards, are you?
I guess I had it on backwards again. Sorry. Yeah, he's gonna ready his hammer, and then is that just a step, or can I do a move with that?
It's a step.
So he'll ready and then step, maybe protectively in front of where the heck am I? Like in front of the two clergy folks.
Okay. Sister Marguerite.
So Marguerite is going to try to look for some cover that she can use to like kind of scoot around the edge of the clearing and try to, her end goal, she wants to get over to the bishop to check on him in case he actually is injured.
Okay. Start to skirt around. You can see on the map the rocks and such. You choose where you want to start skirting.
So let's skirt around to the left.
Father Poncelet.
Is advancing at a walk while brandishing his crucifix and beginning the Catholic Latin exorcism prayer.
Excellent.
Was it I've got it there. I just can't speak Latin.
Okay. Otalie is going to move over to the bishop.
The wrong target.
Vic has aimed for one turn. That should give him his AC bonus, correct?
Yes.
And that's a -3.
There might be some penalties because Viet is moving.
So what's Viet's speed? You say 8?
8, yep.
Hold up. What is that speed range modifier?
So just add 8 to the range. You'll need to enable the range mods.
I think I did, because I can see -3 on mine.
Oh, map full sized. So it'd be -5.
Thank you. Missed by 1.
So that means it's probably embedded in the shield or
Been missed
ricochets
by
off.
the DB.
Yep.
Very nearly hit Sister Marguerite.
Very nearly. But I think he would have been aiming up, and you're on horseback. So, Viet.
Viet is going to have his horse trample Vic.
Okay. And what's required for that?
Just take the first one. Riding roll, I think.
Okay.
You will get a defense as per normal.
Then he shall dodge. And he does. Volrat.
Arrows away.
Right into Viet's back.
Oh.
You know what's going to happen.
Oh, yes.
Man, there for a second, I thought it was going to be 3 1s. I'm like,
I know.
Really?
All right. So he can, I'm going to say he can't dodge this. He can't do anything. He doesn't realize it's coming.
Oh.
Oh, I was right.
I nicked him.
So he's wearing some pretty good armor.
Yep.
He's got brigandine armor on his chest. Nicholas.
All right. Nicholas is just gonna move forward, advance.
Sister Marguerite.
She's going to move forward and duck behind the rock. And while she's going, she's repeating the sign of the cross as she goes.
Okay.
Continuing as before. Step, And continuing my thing.
Okay, Ottilie, the witch. So she is going to use some dark magic on Viet. Actually, no, she's not. I think she's going to hurl her javelin at Viet. She'll step and hurl her javelin at Viet. And I assume it's the same modifier minus because of your speed.
Yeah, so just add 8 to her current range.
So it's still going to be at a -5.
So it'd be as if her range was 11.
Yeah, still going to be at -5 for her. And misses completely. Vic drops his crossbow and is going to fast draw his sword. Too many dice, but he still does it. Viet.
We'll be pulling up the horse and begin to dismount. I think you can dismount in one turn with a successful riding roll. Never mind. I'll just dismount.
Okay.
All right, draw an arrow. I'll take a step with that too.
All right, he's gonna continue running.
All right.
Yep. Moving and praying.
Already. Ottilie is going to step and cast a spell at Viet.
Here's where Viet explodes.
He gets turned into a newt.
He got better.
So I get turned into a crusty old man with a white beard from the previous campaign or previous one shot.
He's not even alive yet.
What's that resisted by?
Probably health.
Health, I'd say. I'll assume it's health.
Oh, it's health.
Nice.
I
Defender
believe
wins.
that defender wins. So you feel something tug at your eye sockets, but it's a very brief experience.
You witch!
Vic is going to move on Nicholas.
Ruh-roh, Raggy.
He's going to do a move and he's going to do a move and attack. So it'll be at -4 to hit you.
Capped at 9. Unless he burns the fatigue for the heroic charge.
We'll burn that fatigue then. What's the fatigue cost?
Just 1.
So I can do a fatigue as well for defense, a +2 to my parry.
Yes, I believe that's correct.
All right, so he will do a parry with a +2, right?
I think that's feverish
two,
defense.
Single active defense roll, yep.
Feverish defense.
And you parry.
Hit a parry.
Very well done.
So now my weapon is unready.
You're right. You
You
have one
can-
of those
You can use a fatigue point to rapid recover
on his turn.
on his turn. Actually, yeah, because you parried. Yes.
Viet.
We'll finish dismounting.
Step and knock.
Nicholas.
Whoa, my turn again. Okay. Well, he will spend. I'm not gonna. He's just playing my character. He's like, Vic, why are you attacking us? Don't make us hurt you. And he's gonna take his turn to ready his hammer.
Okay.
I can't do that's actually my maneuver, right? So he can't do like a all-out defense if I do that.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, so he will just just playing the character. He's gonna ready his hammer and try to talk to Vic. Why are you attacking us? Don't hurt us.
Sister, Marguerite.
Okay. She's going to kind of see that the path is clear, so she's going to start making her way towards the bishop.
Father
As
Ponce.
before. He's too old for this running crap. Holy cow.
Ottilie is going to try to strike Viet blind again.
Ruh-roh, Raggy.
Ah, what have you done to me, you witch?
So it's going to last 10 seconds, 10 turns. And yeah, you're at -10 to attack anyone physically.
You might want to put an effect on Viet. Blind, 10 turns.
And that would be a new effect, would it not? Or a custom one?
Unless there's already...
Don't think so. I will make
And the parameters will be 10
10
and
sec
sec.
plus. Yeah.
No, sec. Just sec.
Oh, just sec. Okay.
Sec plus has it counting the other way instead of counting down.
Did I get that right?
That's right.
Vic is going to attack Nicholas. Two-handed swing. Nicholas?
I can't. Did it? Anything happen? I can't see that he missed or hit.
Oh, sorry. My bad.
Sorry.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay. Well, he will go for, I guess, feverish defense again.
What's
Parry.
that put your parry at?
And then I can do a retreat. Oh, I could do a dodge.
Yeah, if you do retreat in feverish with the dodge, that's a +5, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's do that better. He's like, whoa, Vic, why are you attacking us?
That way you can turn around and go smack him afterwards.
And my weapon doesn't become unready. All right. Ooh.
Woo, you tried.
Woo. All right. Felt the blade whiz by your chest.
Really whizzed up by him.
Vite, poor Vite.
I'm assuming poleaxes are going to be too big to be on a horse, right?
Not in this combat.
So Viet is going to fumble around for his poleaxe wherever it's secured to the saddle of the horse, and he's going to grab it and ready it. I
Excellent.
guess make a dex roll.
Sure. Well done.
Step and aim.
Which one are you aiming at? You've got both of them selected.
I'm aiming at Vic for now.
Back to you, Nicholas.
Yeah, so he's just like cursing in German. Blah, blah, I don't know how to curse in German. And then he'll step forward.
Scheiße.
He's going to attack his leg, swing at his leg.
All right. It's a -2.
I think that don't give me the -4 for this, what is it? Reluctant something.
Reluctant killer.
Reluctant killer. Yeah. And then he'll do a telegraphic and then swing.
Oh, I know.
And with a telegraphic, now, does that give...
Yeah, you get +2.
Right. So Vic is going to try and dodge.
You need to roll an 18.
Deuce.
Fister.
All right, so she's going to kind of go up next to the bishop and just stay low to kind of stay out of sight, but check on him and see if he's injured and if she needs to do any first aid, or if he's just unconscious.
Okay. That'll be your turn. You get to the bishop. Father Poncelet. Ottilie. She is going to step back and pull out a knife. Vic is going to try to attack Nicholas again. Two-handed swing to the chest.
Oh my
Guess he
God.
doesn't like you, Nicholas.
I guess not.
Mira esto.
I know he always looked like he was in a bad mood.
Well, one-handed thrust. That works too.
Did he potentially hit?
I really have got to remember to drop these in chat.
Or you just say
Oh my
whether
God.
he hits or not.
I got to remember to do that too.
He's retreating. Feverish defense. Oh, did he thrust at me?
He did thrust.
So I did the feverish defense and a retreat.
Excellent. Viet.
Viet will slap the horse and go, "Yah!"
Time for some blind fury.
And then he'll proceed to just sort of swing this poleaxe around.
Like a crazy person.
Yes.
Awesome.
Well, I'm going to step and shoot.
I'm just wondering why, like, Volrat and Father Ponce are back to just watching me almost die. Help!
Oh, I'm shooting.
This brute is after me.
I'm a 70-year-old man.
I'm trying.
Help, Volrat! This guy is crazy, just like you said.
Okay, so accuracy and -3, and so range -3, accuracy 2 with an all-out attack of range is a +1
+1.
is even
Message for you,
numbers
sir. Roll a 3.
would be nice.
That wasn't a 3.
This was not.
Okay, so he will try and dodge. Succeeding.
Boo.
Where does your arrow go?
Oh,
Nowhere.
Yep, nowhere.
Nowhere.
Nicholas is starting to get a little angry. Like, that's it, Vic. And he'll step and attack. What are my options for extra effort with an attack? Can I get something to make my attack better, like a plus bonus?
Not with extra effort, but you could do a mighty blow, which gives you +2 damage if you hit, or you could do
Or
a rapid
+1 per
strike,
die, whichever is better.
or rapid or flurry of blows. So you do 2 attacks, but they would be at -3.
He's gonna
Each of them.
do. He'll just do a normal attack, no fatigue, against his leg. Is that a -2, right?
Yep.
Big bucks, no whammies.
Good roll.
Okay. He will try and dodge.
And is he at a -2, or is dodge no? How many dodges can he do in one round?
You can unlimited dodges.
But then you fail.
All right. Let's see how much damage he does with that. Not as much as I was expecting.
6 crushing on the leg.
The low
He's got light DR of 2, so that would bring it to a 4 on the leg.
So potentially a shock penalty, but not a major wound.
Yeah, not a major wound because his health. He's got. What's his health here? Hang on.
It's based off hit points.
Yeah, it needs
Yeah.
to be half his hit points in a single
Yeah,
blow.
so it's not half. His hit points are 13.
Well, not anymore.
But
Now
he
they're
did
not.
4 to it. He did 4 to his leg.
Let's say it was his left leg.
Sure. Nice hit, by the way. Sister Margarita, you look at the bishop, and he is very much alive. He's lying there. He's crying. He's praying. He's weeping. So I'm sorry. God help me.
Okay. She just says, God will help you. And she'll try to start. Is he tied down, or is he
Yes.
just laying there?
Yes, he's tied down.
Okay. So she will say that and then just start to pull out her knife and to try to cut the ropes.
You already had your knife out.
No, she didn't. She was running.
She was taught never to run with a knife.
Didn't they teach you that at Little Monk School?
That was a very long time ago for him.
Totally. She will make a move to attack Sister Marguerite.
Chick fight.
And she's going to get up onto the little makeshift altar. And that's it. Vic growls angrily at the blow on his leg, and he will do another attack on Nicholas. This time a 2-handed swing.
Oh my God. I'm retreating. Oh, retreating and feverish defense. Dodge.
There you go.
Burning through those fatigues.
That's what they're for.
Stepping forward, just whirlwinding this poleaxe around. I'll kill you, you witch.
Right. I will step and draw an arrow.
This combat hinges on Nicholas. Nicholas, you got to do it.
That's my chair.
Well,
Finish him.
Well, I have my weapon's not ready.
You can burn a fatigue to a rapid recovery.
Wait, why is it ready? You didn't parry with it. You dodged.
Oh yeah, you dodged.
That's right.
No, but I attacked, right?
yeah,
yeah,
it
you can
told me
attack
it
every
gets
turn.
parry.
Yeah, it just becomes unready if you parry.
Oh, so not for attacks? Okay.
Well, it becomes unready for attacks. Well, is it unbalanced?
Yes, it's unbalanced.
Well, hang on. You've got, what are you using, an axe or
It's just a hammer.
Yeah,
the
so
carpenter's hammer?
And I called it a carpenter's hammer, but I was just basing it off of like a normal, like a mace, I think is what I base it off of.
Yeah. So it just says it becomes unready if you parry with it.
Not for attacks.
well,
Alright.
you can either
Base weapon.
parry or attack. You can't do both. So if you use it to attack, then you can't parry. If you used
Right.
it to parry, you can't attack.
Right, so that's what I was thinking. So I used it to attack last turn. So this turn I would have to ready it.
No, because you didn't
Um,
parry. So every turn it becomes ready.
Oh, automatically.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Oh, okay. Then he's gonna step and do the same thing. Sorry, there we go. This
That's color, babe.
All right. Good job.
to the left leg again.
Mama.
Okay. Oh, Vic, he's losing it.
Oh, that was the wrong. Clicked on the wrong one. It's hard to click on the. There we go.
All right. So on the leg, he's got 2. So that's 5 points of damage for 9 in total to that leg.
Ooh.
No, it's just crushing.
Yeah,
So
but
for determining crippling, I think it has to be in a single blow.
Unless you're using wounds. But he's taken a lot of damage to that leg.
Yeah, he's taken. I'm going to say, I'm going to make him do a health check to stay standing.
it's any
All right.
major wounds of over half hit points for one blow cripples the limb, but damage beyond the minimum required to inflict crippling injury is lost.
Right. So you're telling me that we can keep hammering on that leg so long as it's not doing. I'm pretty sure.
There is specific rules, but I
But
think
he might be reeling from his wounds though, because or I mean I don't know his health, but the 5 damage or the 4 plus whatever I did now, that's the 5.
Well, that would be 9 in total to his leg.
But the important
Or
thing
to his
is
total
that's
health,
going to
to
put
his
him in
total
half move, half dodge.
Right,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Overall, his health is at -9. He's at fair.
Okay.
Holy crap!
Sister Margarita.
Okay, so she's gonna finish drawing her knife out and spot the Otilli coming her way, and she's going to like hold out her mother's crucifix with her other hand and just repeat the prayer protection that she was doing earlier.
Okay.
And go, I think it's all out defense. Is that what it is?
Yes, and that will be, which one is that? I think that is the one where you pick an option.
Right. Are you dodging? Are you parrying?
All out defense is increased, where you add +2 to one defense of your choice, or double, where it's like you have 2 different active defenses. You'd probably just go with increase because you're just facing off against one threat.
Yeah. Probably do a dodge, I think.
Okay. Well, then he's not crippled.
There is an optional wound for accumulated damage. I'm just copying that.
Ottilie is going to step and try to attack Marguerite.
You should have said in Latin, "Bring it, bitch."
I don't think that translates.
Go old Ripley. Get away from him, you bitch.
Here we go. So she'll try to attack you, Sister Marguerite, with a swing, possibly hitting.
Okay, give me a second to put numbers in. Retreating does.
It's a +1.
Okay. Oh, it's
No, retreating
it's
is
retreating is
+3.
+3.
Oh, +3.
Yeah, if it's a dodge, it's a +3.
There you go. So it'd be a +5.
Es mundus excrement.
Excellent. Vic. Poor Vic. Yeah, he's just going to keep going at you.
He clearly had a bad experience with someone who looked like Nicholas.
Nicholas, that's right.
So he doesn't look to be affected by my wounds in terms of like high pain threshold.
That,
I've hit him twice.
yeah.
And he's still coming at me like full on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does Vic have high pain threshold?
He's got high pain threshold.
Then he's not affected by shock penalties.
Okay. I will do. I see out of the corner of my eye, the father is like.
You can
Like,
hear
took
him
you long
too,
enough.
as he's advancing slowly.
I'm like, took you long enough to crawl here, old man. No, he doesn't say that because he's respectful. He's like, I could really use your help, father, or your help, father. And he will take a retreating dodge with the +2 for preverse defense. I really don't want to get hit by that two-handed sword. I don't have any armor.
Okay, well done. Viet,
Wildly swinging.
Volrad,
All right, I'm taking a step and knocking the arrow.
Are you going to aim at Vic or at Ottilie?
Oh, at this point, I haven't decided yet because if he goes down, I'll take the next round to start aiming. But he's not aiming this round. Might be
Ready.
Vic. But
Nicholas.
poor Nicholas keeps getting beat up here.
I think I'm gonna do an all-out defense. I don't know. I don't know. My luck's kind of running out. So
Okay.
he's gonna do all-out defense with a bonus to his dodge.
Okay. Sister Marguerite.
Okay. She's going to reposition herself. What is the reach on whatever Viet is swinging around?
It would be fairly close to you, I think. Hang on. It has a reach of 2 to 3. So he'd probably be swinging it at reach 2.
Okay. So that's 1 hex away from you. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. All right. So Marguerite's going to kind of scoot around the edge of the circle and see if she can't cut some of the ropes on the bishop while she is going by. So she'll kind of move down near where his feet are, and if his feet are bound, she'll start trying to cut the ropes.
Okay. Do a dex check just to be able to do that in 1 second. Excellent.
Barely.
Father
Didn't do a good
Poncelet.
job.
Right, so just going to do a heroic charge to cover that last bit of space. Actually, I don't need to do that. Huh. I got a stick, so I have reach of 2. So it's going to step and go for that same leg.
Look at that. Awesome.
Right.
Shake and bake.
Okay, so I got to find the table really quickly. That's awesome. Huh. Do we not have, are those not turned on?
They should be. I can see them.
Well, let me see if I don't have them turned on properly.
Critical hit table.
I don't see that in the module activation. Huh. Does anybody else have that issue with critical? No. Okay, hold on. There we go. You linked it.
I don't have the table in my modules, but I see the table.
Okay, so that's nice.
That is nice.
Yeah, drop that weapon. Thank God.
So that's to the same leg?
That is to the
Oh my
same leg, because I saw him, battering it, and I figure even if he hasn't fallen down or anything, he is like probably at least a little limpy, favoring it somewhat.
Alrighty.
That's awesome.
Dude, that was a hard hit. Wow.
Yeah,
That
just give me a
was very
second.
hard hit.
Just give me a second here. One moment, please. He's still conscious. And he drops his sword. So, yeah. I'll do another. I guess I could have saved that health check for this turn, but I'll do it again. Why not? Still conscious. He is going to try to reach for his sword. It.
Continue swinging.
All right. I think she's going to have her back to me before too long. I'm going to take aim at the witch
Excellent.
and take a step.
Nicholas, you all out defended.
I all out defended. I saw him drop his weapon. He's unarmed. I think just he probably wouldn't attack him again.
You have to color this one.
So but he is going to kind of move around him.
Okay.
He's still technically in the fight.
But he's got to
going
kneel down to
for
pick up his
sword.
weapon. My guy's a reluct killer, so he's just being a little more passive.
Sister Margarita.
Viet's going nuclear.
All right. So did she get the ropes off of his feet, or is she going to need to spend another turn doing that?
Yeah, she'll have to spend another turn doing that.
Okay, she'll do that.
Father Poncelet.
Okay, so I think he's probably gonna go for that again to try to knock this dude out. No, wait, I have cannot kill, so well, that's fine. I'm just going for his leg again. Maybe his other leg this time. Success by 5.
Ooh.
That is a telegraphed attack, so you will get a +2 on your defenses, but there's not a lot he can actually do.
Roll then.
All right, fail. Have another 7 points. That's probably to the same leg, maybe? I don't know.
Sure, same leg.
Sure. Nothing else. He's going to have some really big bruises on that leg.
That's
I
totally.
should've went for the
She,
hand and tried to break his hand as the weapon.
Ottilie is going to step and try to attack Sister Marguerite. Possibly.
All right, putting in numbers. Feverish is what, +2?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, Vic, roll to stay conscious.
18. We want an 18. Or 17. 17's fine. Prefer an 18, though. That's not an 18. That's
No. So he's grabbing that.
I guess. Can Viet hear the sounds of fighting, or especially between Sister Marguerite and?
Why don't you make an IQ roll and see if you can figure it out? Nope.
Viet's gonna sort of walk in the last known direction.
Okay. Full rat.
He's going to accidentally gank the
Yeah, I know the witch.
bishop.
Yeah, I
No,
see a
he's gonna
foot
gank
going
the
right.
bishop.
The bishop
One
sits
bishop's
up and then.
foot. That's it.
Bishop's going to get cut free. He's going to roll off and stand up and whoosh.
Ah,
No way.
Where are you at -1?
it doesn't cross her line. Well, actually,
No, I don't think it really does. But well,
Did
so
you
what was
include
your
the all-out attack mark?
let's see. I think so. Let's see, -4 for range, +2 for aim, and yes, I did. Unfortunately,
Well, just for shits and giggles, let's do the roll for Sister Marguerite. I think that line does actually cross her hex.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
I love it.
Whoo! Missed by 1.
Yeah, it's got to be, I think, a 9 or worse.
Yeah, it's capped at 9.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so this arrow goes singing by you, Sister Margaret.
Ah,
And I'm like, ah!
Nicholas, what do you?
What did Vic do this last round?
He's just trying to get. He's trying to get his weapon off. His back is to you.
I'm like, Father,
His back is to you. That
Father
means you can.
Poncelet, no.
That means you can step and hit, and he cannot defend.
I'm doing a all-out attack
There you go.
and
Telegraph.
telegraph.
What type of
Which
all-out
all
attack?
out? Strong,
um,
strong damage.
+2, +2. I think he's trying to defend or protect Father Poncelet. That's his motivation.
Taking out the other leg?
No, I'm just gonna go. What's he wearing for armor? Or like, what do I see?
He's got brigandine on his chest, so it's like DR5.
And then like leather on the arms and legs, I think.
Shoot. All right, maybe I just go for the leg again. No, I'm going for. Oh no, because I got a blunt. Anyways, I'm just going for the torso.
Really?
Can I see
I-
your wet
I'd-
puppy?
Yeah, I think I'd probably go for a leg or an arm for that.
What's the deal?
Sure, you could go for.
It's not more than probably like 2 or 3 or something like that.
On the arms and legs,
Oh, he's-
too.
It's on his arm and legs. It's 2, on his chest. It's 5.
I want to see that TV. I want to
Okay,
see.
let's go for the leg again.
You also have reluctant
Daddy, can I
killer,
see
so
that
Right leg.
TV?
He decided to switch up legs.
All right, do your damage.
All right. Ooh.
Oh.
10 points. That's going to hurt a bit.
that will cripple. You had 13 hit
So-
points, so
Yeah, so he goes down, but like a Timex watch, he keeps. But he is down. Sister Margaret.
she sees Viet swinging closer and closer to the bishop, and she's going to holler out to him to stop. He's going to kill the bishop if he gets any closer.
Stop, you fool.
And she is, I think she's going to take a step towards Viet and hope he stops swinging.
Father Poncelet. Father
Yep.
Poncelet.
I just stepped and resumed his thing because it's like he was inhaling for 2 seconds, so he didn't get to complete his thing.
Ottilie is going to, at this point, step and cast Strike Blind on Sister Margaret.
Okay, what is it? H health roll?
Yeah, roll health roll. Yeah.
That would be a note. She is now blind.
Okay. 10 seconds.
Man, I was hoping your blessed would protect you against that.
You know, I have no idea.
Let's. No, it's simply you get some sort of wisdom from your deity. However, your blessing gives you the ability to perform particular heroic feat once per game. Oh no, that's a different type. Okay. Vic, fail your health check. And on command, he does. So Vic passes.
Wait.
So Viet will stop swinging his poleaxe, but he'll shout out, "I'm blind, I can't see."
Vol-
Let's see. He's going to. Can you draw an arrow and do a full move?
Fast draw, maybe.
You
Well,
can, but I think it's a dex -2, or you drop it.
That sounds reasonable.
I'm going to move. I drop it. Does he really have a move of 8? Wow.
Wow, really?
Hold on. Let me make sure he's got. What's his inventory? Weight carried 7. Yeah, he's got a move of. No, 5, 2, 3. I was about to say. I'm like, that's not right. That can't be right.
Oh, that was his dodge you were looking at.
That was his dodge. Yep. Like, whoops. So he'll drop an arrow and kind of curse himself as he does so. But
I forgot. Did we say that my weapon is ready now, or do I have to ready it if I used it last round?
it only undies if you do the alternate form. So if you swing and hit, you can swing and hit again and swing and hit again. But if you at any point parry, then the only way you can take another swing is if you ready it. But and the same is if you swing and hit and you need to parry, you have to ready it before you parry. It basically has a kind of a distinctive defensive mode.
Okay. So he's doing a heroic charge. So 1 fatigue.
So am I.
Can I combine that with any other attacks options like extra potential to hit? Oh, telegraphic, right?
Yes,
and
you can.
the armor, like what kind of clothing do I see on Otil?
Just clothing.
Okay, so he's going for a torso hit +4. I just don't want to hit. I don't want to miss. And then the heroic charge. Oh my god.
Oh, wow.
Oh, of course.
I think I tripped over Vic on the way over.
Not to be a get the buddy fucker trophy, but you also have a -4 for attacking her in the torso because of reluctant killer. So I think that's a critical failure.
Well, it's if I can't see their target, if I can't see their face, I think it's only a -2.
Ah, I had forgotten about that.
But I mean, I still failed pretty bad. So I mean, might as well be a critical.
Well, you just swing and miss her. Sister Margarita.
She's going to drop to her knees and hold up the crucifix and pray and go all out defense. So she'll be like on her knees. So I guess prone.
All right. Well, I'm gonna try what Nicholas did, but hopefully not with the same results. Good. Okay. To the back. Wow. Success by 2.
I get that.
And I believe that's rear hex, so she cannot defend.
And your damage.
Oh! 9 points.
Awesome.
Wong.
I brought that stick from downtown.
All right. So you
That
did
might be
6
amazing.
points. You did 9 points of damage.
Yep. Minus any DR, blah, blah, blah.
Well, that would be to stay standing, I believe. But she is stunned.
Sweet. Light's going to come out of that blindness, look around and it's like, what happened? I missed it. Why did it get so quiet?
Hang on.
He's doing maths. You can hear the gears grinding.
No, I just wanted to make sure I was not wrong on that. She managed to avoid that. A major wound is any single injury of greater than half your 8 hit points. Any major wound requires a health roll to avoid knockdown and stunning. I would think that means she actually isn't stunned.
That's correct.
Because she made her health roll.
Yep.
But she'll be in shock on her next.
Yep, unless she has high pain.
And the shock penalty is equal to the amount of damage that she took, capped at 4.
Yeah, unfortunately, she does have high pain threshold. So.
All right.
Crap. All right.
It's all good.
Okay, so she is going to spin around.
Oh, hi there.
And
strike blind.
she is going to You know, if she does that, I'm afraid she's going to go right unconscious. So she is going to simply swing with her small knife at Nicholas.
Man, they just do not like you, Nicholas.
No.
Totally taking another one for the team.
Mind you, if he
I'm like,
So-
whoa, whoa, whoa. And I like jump back and dodge.
if Nicholas survives this unharmed, he might consider himself untouchable.
I
That
would
would
say
be funny.
You need to pick up a new quirk.
He will just sort of stand there, feeling in front of him, just to make sure no one's like coming at him.
All right. I'm going to try it
Well,
again. I'm going to try the draw the arrow maneuver. Ah,
Ah!
I don't have one. And he doesn't have any more arrows left. So that's it. He's like, oh. So we'll just chuck down the bow as well.
You can just start hitting her with a bow.
Right? I guess it counts as a staff or something. But he has a mace of some kind.
All right, Nicholas.
He'll just do a telegraphic to the torso. I guess it's a -4 +4. I mean, it's a -4 if I think I'm gonna kill her. It's just a hammer, technically.
It's a hammer.
All right, so they cancel out, and crit or failure.
Wow, that's twice.
Now you're on the critical miss table.
You'll have to
Yeah.
drop it into chat because we're not seeing him.
That's
oh
odd.
no, we can see the critical miss table. You've already shared it.
All right, you dropped the.
Darn. And then I'm gonna take a step back. Can I still take a step?
Yes, you can take a
I'll
step
step back.
before or after.
I'm like,
attack.
he like curses as his hammer goes flying out of his hand, and he'll take a step directly back.
Okay, I know why. For whatever reason, I had the player load blocked on the tables. That's so strange.
I didn't know you could even do that.
I don't know why I would have had that blocked. But anyway,
Yeah, they're loaded now.
so odd.
Okay, she is still blind and is still praying.
Why in the entire adventure has it come down to Poncelet being the hero?
Oh man, I missed by 1.
Poor.
Okay, Ottilie, she sees the priest and goes
And what? Goes what?
slashes at you with her knife.
Gotcha. Right. I don't like that. Let's see. So do that. Dodge. Success by 1.
Nice.
I barely succeeded.
Viet,
Doing the same. One more turn.
I will step and
He
draw
might-
my mace.
you might get a chance to get in this guy.
'Cause he doesn't want to
Nicholas.
drop it this time.
Okay.
You're gonna have to do something. Get your weapon.
Well, he's like, fuck this shit, and he's gonna do a what do you call it? A great step
Yep.
into close combat, and then all out attack to the face. I'm just gonna try to punch her in the face. Not grapple. I don't know what my grapple would be. Just a punch to the face.
Oh.
Is a face of -5?
Yep.
All right. So it's
Are
kind
they
of
halved in close combat? Are
No.
they halved in close combat?
No penalties. Is the same.
only the grapples are half for hit location. All right. So it's a -1 effectively, I believe. Oh man.
I hope your king hit her and knock her out.
She can do, but she did not.
Pow!
Bloop.
Oh, I saw a
I
1.
know. I know. It's like, oh!
So it automatically
Roll-
will force a knockdown
Roll
roll.
for the extra potential effect.
Oh, like if I hit me? You mean?
Oh no, I can't. The face. So if you open up the tables, there's one called the face.
Critical. I don't have. Oh, there you go. It just popped up.
Boo.
Oh,
Come on, really?
And then you need
Well,
to roll
regardless-
the knockdown.
yeah. Regardless, you did do 3 points of damage to her. And
Critical fail the health roll.
she's got the high pain threshold, so she gets a +3 on health roll.
Yep, so it should be a health +3.
Oh, bummer.
18. That's not an 18. That's a success.
That's not Sister Marguerite.
Okay, so she is basically rinse and repeat. Sorry.
Isn't there a penalty for attacking someone who's in close combat?
You're -2.
Damn it.
I know. I was just thinking that, like, is there a penalty?
Go for it, priest.
Doing all that attack.
Go for it, priest. You know you want.
Boom. Success by 5, although that is telegraphic, so
So does she still get a +2 in her defense? If
Yes.
She still gets a +2.
boo.
no, that's that's not
She's
right.
half
'Cause
move and dodge.
she's half move and dodge. I'm not sure why it didn't correct the dodge value.
Have you checked the little box?
I just rechecked it. So here we go.
So that's you get to re-roll it again. That's not well. I'll take it.
Yeah.
It's exactly the same result.
Have 6 points to the chest.
Oh, she's still. Well, she steps out of close combat.
And needs to make a consciousness roll.
Oh,
Man.
Just make. She steps out of close combat, and that's all she.
I can see.
So he's
Well-
probably going to have to spend a round trying
Well.
to figure out. Oh, yeah. Okay, I see.
I'm going to giant step and swing with everything I got at her head.
Coming from downtown.
Ah! So this will be telegraphic at the head. You know what? I'm just going to roll it for now and see where we get.
Expecting a 3.
I know, right? This is where I roll 1, 2, 3. Swing two-handed. Boy, wow.
Well, there's a 3 there.
Woof! There's a major woof. And I It's like,
Do you guys have a
uh-oh.
table for the hit locations that you're using?
Yes.
Load the
You should
tables.
be able to load. Yeah, you should be able to load the tables now from the activation in the module.
It'll be GURPS 4E tables.
GURPS. Oh, cool. Lots of options. All right. He's stepped into close combat, and he's going to attempt. Everybody's trying to hit her. Tactically,
witch.
I mean, I think he's going to try to grab her. I think that's what he would do.
Dex or grappling skill.
Oh, wait. Sorry. I thought I had grappling. I have brawling. No, so he's just going to punch again to the face.
Well, you can use your dex for grappling.
Just straight dex. Well,
Yeah.
no, he's better at boxing or brawling. All right, so let me look at the table. Sorry. Oh, I don't know how to use the table. Sorry. Do I drag to the box?
What table are you using?
The hit location?
Okay, so just click on the little all-seeing eye icon. That'll open up the table.
Oh, no. That's I just do /mod, minus whatever, and then type the name in. I don't think you can pull it from the tables.
Oh, so
Okay, so
you
he's-
want to do a hit location modifier?
Yeah, I thought that's what
No,
Rigel-
we loaded up the tables. You can load up the modifiers, I think.
all right,
Yeah,
well, he's just gonna go she's looking at me, huh? So -5 for the face. And this just sucks. All right. Yeah, just -5 for the face, and then he'll do telegraphic.
So -1.
I feel like my options are limited. Oh, so you miss.
Is that a hit to the body?
That was to the face. Oh, so it hits the
Hits
body. Missed by 1.
Roll your
Oh,
damage.
wait a sec. Is it neck? An attack to the neck hits the body.
All right. So it's a sister.
Still praying. Still blind.
Success by 0, telegraphic, so she gets a +2. Sweet.
There you
Oh my god. Well, I'm just like keeping them distracted while you.
Oh, yeah, I had to have taken a step to do that.
She's down at long last.
Just as
Woo!
Viet raises his poleaxe and oh,
He turns around and he's like, crap.
Oh my. So what
None
that
of us
combat
are
went
dead.
far longer than I expected it to go. Holy smokes. But that's what happens when Viet got blind.
Yep.
Yes, you can log right off there, Nicholas. Thanks. Sorry for the the length of time.
Yeah. I'll catch you guys later. Thank you. Bye bye.
see it.
Well, this now this could have gone so many different ways if you hadn't have pressed Vic into service to go fleeing with the bishop, because you could have ended up fighting this thing.
No, thank you.
That's not creepy at all.
And upon seeing it, you all would have had to make a fright check at -6.
-6. Ooh. Oh,
Great.
Yeah.
Let's speculate.
So, yeah, let's speculate.
You know, it's funny. My character probably has the lowest will of everybody, and he made pretty much every single one. Even this one, well, even at -4, that's -6 is pretty rough. Let's see, that would have been a failure by 4.
Oh no, that's not right. +7. So what's that roll? Viet would have fainted for 1d6 minutes.
Yeah,
So you would have been out for even longer.
I would have also fainted for 5 minutes.
That's odd. That's the crazy thing, right? Like you know, the whole like what happens when you just fail those fright checks in combat.
Right checks are brutal.
What do you think of these from GURPS horror? Though I chose the what did I choose? The gothic horror,
Yeah, it's fine. I like them.
because they've got different kinds. They've got some that are more, but gothic horror I really like because some of the results.
The moral of the story is not to fail in the
Also
first
nice
place.
to have like characters that are, I don't want to say weak, but not combat oriented, and have to come up with ways for them to actually be able to do stuff, you know.
Yeah, it's well. Hey, I feel proud. I didn't have a TPK this time.
Well, I think you would have if you had brought that critter out.
I
'Cause
think
all
so
of it
too.
failed. 2 of the PCs are unconscious. So it's like, oh, great.
And you guys
Here we
thought it
go.
was wrong that Viet went and looked at Vic's arm.
Okay, I'm going to roll to the outro. So I hope you have been sitting comfortably, hopefully not sleeping, and enjoying this story of medieval intrigue. If you enjoyed this adventure, why not head over to www.oneshotadventures.com to see all the great adventures available to download. If you have any questions, corrections, suggestions, feel free to leave a comment here or find us on Discord. Please consider liking and subscribing to our YouTube and Twitch channels. Thank you for watching and staying up with us. Olympus out.
Bye.
Woo-hoo.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.